Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Let's set the tone.
Very good, thank you.
I try,
Yeah.
I thought you said we could do this together. We could do like a mashup.
It's not in the contract.
Oh, well, okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, but I appreciate the enthusiasm.
That's what I'm here for.
That is what you're here for. Well, but yes, this is episode 4 of Let's Set the Tone. As you see, there is somebody with me as always. We have a guest here as well. But I'm going to introduce him here in a moment. Mm-hmm. Some of you may know him as well, too. Or let you introduce yourself, I suppose. But I'll start. Let me start. How about if I start? Is this okay?
It's your show. You should start.
I wasn't sure. I thought maybe this is part of your show. We were talking.
Some people say I take over their shows, and I don't know. I don't want to do that.
Sure, you don't.
I don't want number 4 to be your last episode. We set the tone with Wentzillah.
Right.
Or
it might be.
Because it doesn't work with my name.
No, it doesn't. So, but Wentzillah here is a content creator, artist. I say figure art artist.
Yes, sir.
As well too. I've known you for a couple years now, and
forever.
It seems like now. But I'm going to get into more about you here in a moment. I do want to talk briefly about any updates. Any updates right now going on in your life? Anything cool going on?
Just getting married here soon. So that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Somebody is on the groomsman list.
Yeah,
so
very, very excited
you're
about
gonna see
that.
some content from that probably. That's really exciting.
I'm sure.
But besides that, just World Makers. See the shirt, World Makers Consortium on Fridays, and then I do the tomb on Wednesdays. So, and in between that, I just do my own stuff.
Right.
So a lot of
always active.
Try to be, yes. I'm always in the toy room every single day.
That's
so
good.
At least every day, a couple hours. Like even if it's just to put something in there or just finish up something that I was working on the night before. So
awesome. Yeah, I always see you either online or you're doing something, like you're constantly doing something. That's great. That's awesome. That's pretty amazing.
For years now.
Yeah. You're still grinding, man. That's big, dude. I think that's great.
If you go to my YouTube though, you'll see like 60 to 70 views on most of my videos. So it's not like I'm still doing this and nothing's, but that's what I'm doing it for, is for us. So yeah. I mean, it's not for, everyone says that too because they want to sound humble, but clearly it's not for that at this point, right? This is 10 years in. So, But yeah, I mean, that's how we met, is because we're both nerds.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's,
we both been grinding for a while as well too. And
yeah.
I'm gonna bring up something funny here in a moment too.
Okay.
I suppose now you don't really watch the Olympics, right? You don't care.
Yes,
Have you been watching?
Yes.
Because I thought you were making fun of me earlier.
No, I was like, I like how you bring up that
already this morning today. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So the Olympics are coming to an end. I'm really bummed. I keep saying that I'm gonna have FOMO about it in a couple days. Once it's gone, like, I don't know, like, this is how it always happens when the Olympics leave. I'm like so used to 2 weeks of nonstop watching.
Okay.
And then like once it's gone, I'm like, oh God, what am I gonna do with my life now? So I'm like on the edge of like crying about it being gone here as well too. So
are you about all of the Olympics or just certain, like the primetime events?
I watch primetime right now a lot because during the day it's so busy for me to watch. I have it up during the day, so I'll watch everything. I like it all. I try to get as much in as I possibly can. Now I love the prime time because it's a spectacle,
right?
But it's definitely all of it for me. And so with that ending, I'm kind of bummed about that. I do want to brief real quick. Cappadocian, aka Sean, out there said, "Look, finally some class on the stream today." So there you go. And then hello, our St. John's, Michigan, Jason Pal. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you guys stopping in midday on a Saturday as well too. So but I do also want to say keep the feedback coming, everybody. If you got feedback on the show, or even if there's questions that you think that would be fun to ask once in a while, throw out to people, let me know. Just DM me or holler at us like in the Banter and Babble Discord or something as well too, because I certainly like to hear that sort of stuff too. But so far everybody's been pretty positive about it. I've gotten some really good critique feedback as well too. I've gotten a couple pieces that I've taken to heart, and that's why I'm talking right now, I suppose. But other than that, I am, working on another announcement here soon collectively with some pals. So we'll be getting that out here hopefully soon. We're getting really close. We want to get the baby step taken care of, and then we'll get there as well. So stay tuned for all that too, as lots of stuff continues to evolve. And yes, Cappadocian always has plenty of feedback. So that all being said, so we've got a small introduction about you and a few fun stuff, but why don't you, if you could give an elevator pitch elevator pitch on who Wentzillah is, and maybe what you do, how you want to do it. What's your pitch for yourself?
Like my goal?
Like your bio. Like what's your
My bio.
Tell us about you.
Wow. As far as like toys and things,
You can take it however you want.
However I want. Well, right now I'm really focused on the 118 world building, so it's a lot of that going on. But I think just seeing something and then creating something out of it, like taking like what I do, so like a Marvel Legend or a McFarlane or a vintage collection, and making it fancy, like how this guy made for you years ago. Like you're like, I like this, what could you do with it? And it's like, well, let's make it crazy. Let's put on cannons and
Matter of
stuff
fact,
like
it's
that.
actually even more different. You said, because I was excited about a Marvel Legend figure coming out, and you're like, that's bullshit. I can do something better.
Right. Well, I don't know if I said better. I might have said better to him privately.
You said better to me. You did.
But to the people, I said, let's fancy it up. So
Right. Well, okay.
yeah,
This is pretty gnarly, and we'll showcase that in a little bit as well
fun.
too.
But yeah, so that's me. I just like making things better than what we get, and I think the toy companies can only do so much. So
when you're mass producing, you got to mold. It's not always easy.
Right.
And when you're paying like 10-year-olds somewhere to paint these figures.
And I was listening. I know. Well, probably. Well, yeah. Well, I was listening to McFarlane talk San Diego Comic-Con the other day.
You a McFarlane fan? I'm a McFarlane guy.
I am. Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people hate on him, but he really understands
He cares
what's
about
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and he was like, "Hey, I've seen a lot of great customizers take these and polish them up and make them look nice." He's like, "We can only do so much. Every time I add a layer, it costs more money."
That's pretty crazy though. That he says he's like a big guy out there, and he's saying that.
I saved
That's
it.
pretty.
I thought it was really
I didn't know he
cool.
said that. That is really cool.
It's really awesome.
Yeah,
it's like a minute where he talks about customizing
he's
and
a people guy.
And it's right before he showed the Forever Batmobile, the new Batmobile he's putting out, which I'm not gonna get because I'm not about big pieces in that scale. Because, but for world building, I'll grab up a 118 scale, with Spin Master and all those things that are constantly putting out like Batmobiles and different things.
Right.
So, but yeah, I don't really know how to explain myself, man.
Well,
I
let's
never
start here.
talk about me.
I know you. I knew that was going to probably be a weird one for you.
Yeah.
But what does the name Wentzillah come from? Maybe is there a meaning behind it, or how did you come up with that?
You you probably know better than anybody. Well, maybe I don't know. So there used to be a rap group. Man, they did Flint Town. What's the name of that?
Dayton Family. Oh yeah.
So yes, nobody else knows this.
Shoestring, bootleg.
But what was their nickname? Bootzilla, Shootzilla.
Oh shit, that's right.
So my last name was
this.
Wentworth. So when we were in high school, my friend his last name was Buell, so it'd be Buellzilla, and then he was like Wentzillah, and it just stuck. And then everyone thinks it's because I like Godzilla. But really, I like Tyrannosaurus Rex. I don't know if you see it on my shirt. If you see, it's always a Rex. Yeah. My logo is always a Rex.
Yeah.
And everyone assumes that I'm talking about Godzilla, but it's not at all Godzilla. So yeah, it comes from Dayton Family, the rap group.
I didn't fucking know that. So that's pretty.
I'm glad you know.
Because, man.
When I talk about it, people are like, "Oh, okay."
No, I just listened to Dayton Family 3 weeks ago on the big screen. I'm telling you. So FBI.
That's so cool.
FBI. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
See, that's already happening. No, that's great because I didn't know that. So
that is the story, man. Like that's not much, but it was in high school, and it's been 20 some odd years.
Yeah,
now,
but it stuck. That's pretty cool. That's
crazy.
Pretty cool. Yeah, it is. Well, how did we first meet? If you recall, do you know how we first met?
GameStop. I was toy hunting, and you were managing, and I was like, "Man, this is the best spot for it." He's like, "Well, if I get more people like you in here, I can get more stuff." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I'm gonna do all my toy hunting at GameStop here, and you could always get stuff for me. And I remember like the time when like it really, I was like, this is the guy. Was I had a game for PlayStation. I had the girls, my kids. We were like excited about the Spider-Man game coming out.
Yeah,
it's a big deal. Had it pre-ordered and everything. I get to the other GameStop and like, oh, sorry. And I called you and you're like, I still have one if you can get here. Like, so, and then you still made it happen for that Friday night. We had a pizza party and all this stuff planned. So yeah, that was like, I was like, holy crap, man. Like I'm out. Like the girls want this, like the kids are waiting for me to come home and do this. We're going to play this all night. And so, yeah, so you made that happen, man. And yeah, so I think that's what like put us together.
Right,
Like,
right, that was
well,
it,
we were
right.
talking before that, but I was like, this guy is really cool.
We were
He's looking
gelling pretty
out.
well. Yeah, I feel like, and it's gonna come back to it. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna pivot back. But you are a Sagittarius, which is a fire sign.
That's true.
I'm a Sagittarius and a fire sign. So just
True.
somehow that natural. I mean, as you see,
Links
so
up.
it's just because with the half-ass being on here, we were doing that whole bit as well too. But
Yes.
yeah. So that is, and I think I actually, and I can tell you this as somebody who's very anti GameStop now. And I
Also,
probably was
me
during
too.
there, but it was
Once he left,
it was a paycheck. Cappadocia wants us to kiss, but that's the after show, buddy. Or you can stop by
That's
and
on,
videotape.
yeah, that's premium content.
That is premium content. There's a
gonna
lot.
cost a
behind
little
that.
more.
Yeah. But I think I learned you the value of pre-ordering because the games is one. When we started carrying collectibles there,
Yep.
like that's when it changed, and because it was a two thing. One, the collectibles made a more profit for my store because the bottom line was better. But two,
Yes.
that's what I wanted to roll with because I mean. You can talk about video games back and forth all day, and people are gonna have dumb opinions. You got to deal with the Xbox, Sony crowd, or whatever it is. When it comes to collectibles, everybody's on the same page. You just want to collect and be a fan, so it creates great conversations.
And like when I met Sean,
well, too.
like your name was already known, like you're that guy. So he was always already friends with you, and I was like, "Do you know this guy? His name's Tone. I don't know if you've heard of him." He's like, "Yeah, I do. Yeah."
He's like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah, we're like best friends. Like,
right.
And then you go to like the next town over, and you're like, "Well, I know this manager over, like Tone." And I'm like, "Yeah. How do you?" Like everyone knew.
Yeah,
who
I mean,
you
I've
were,
been around
like,
for a long time.
but I mean,
too,
but you were that kind of guy with everybody, so you could tell your character right away. So that's what brought me in.
and well, I
Suckered
made
me.
you, exactly. And I made you pre-order because that was a big thing. Like as goofy as it sounds, and I will. It's hard to defend pre-orders. The one thing I will say about the collectibles specifically is some of that shit we wouldn't get in unless somebody had pre-ordered it, and then we might even get an extra. So like it was very vital. So I did that a lot because I mean I could care less about pre-ordering video games at that point, you know what I mean?
Right.
But like I was gonna pre-order like some of these collectibles because sometimes you just can't get them or find them.
Well, that game had a big drop, right? You had a figure, you had a beanie, you had all this stuff.
We had a huge,
that came with it,
all kinds of stuff and all that swag. And I'm a big Spider-Man guy too, so you know, as a retail store manager, I'm definitely pushing the stuff anyways, as well, too. But I always, I always try to help out those people in that situation. So that's definitely.
That's how we met. I mean, we just added up one day,
and then we just started finding out. You kept coming in, and we started talking about like fandoms and collecting. And I'm like, yeah, I collect a little too, but I don't take mine out of the box. And you're like, oh
so
my
weird.
god,
I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, what is that? I don't get any compute that, but yeah, it's been a I think one of the things I do like to highlight about our friendship too is it's really interesting, and maybe it's because of being Sagittarius, but we don't always get a chance to talk often or even really hang out as often as we probably like, but we always pick it up right where we left off.
There's
like
nothing. We don't skip
like even if it's a phone call.
Yeah.
It's like we had just talked the day before and we picked up like the end of a conversation. It's really weird. So what do you think, and I joke about the Sagittarius thing, but what do you think about that dynamic is why it works the way it does?
Like, what do I think? I think it's great, but why does it work that way?
Yeah, why do you think that works that way?
Because we're both alike. We're a lot alike. Like you said, it could be, we could go like 5 years if we wanted to and not say a word, and we pick it up like, hey man, what's like, it'd be, nothing would skip be. I mean, we do keep in touch, like as far as like messages here and there, but they're usually just, memes and reels of
it's usually just trolling each other. Yeah, it's really just bullshit. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's how everyone kind of stays connected now.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then when we do see each other, it's like this. It's like we hang out for hours at a time, like, or we'll watch wrestling and get pizza in like 5-6 hours. Like, it's not like we only spend a lunch together or something. You know what I mean? Go get a coffee or a drink. Like, it's really, it's valuable time, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like when you sleep, like a certain amount of that sleep is valuable sleep. Some of it's not, So this is deep, valuable time.
It is very, very deep. Well, around here it ain't as deep as you might want it to be, but yeah, it's very deep. So,
shit.
But I did, right. So I kind of alluded to it. So 4 years ago, prior to COVID kicking off, like literally a month maybe, I'd of course gotten back from Disney, and you actually sat down with me live at least one time while I was on Mixer still before Mixer shut down, and we were talking about doing, once in a while content like this because I was wanting to transition out of video game streaming off of whatever we were doing. We'd already started banter and babble, and I'm like, that's the kind of content I'd rather do. I want to be talking, I never shut up clearly. So,
and you're starting to paint too, miniatures.
Right. We were working with like some of that stuff as well. Exactly. So, with Resin Mancers, what's up, Cap? How we doing? We got to pick it up. We got to pick it up. I love you. But we sat down and I wanted to do like, loot cam stuff. I wanted to talk a little bit about loot. And then that's where the brainchild early on actually started for this, was around that time. There's a lot of things I was thinking about, how I want to do content. And while right now, Let's Set the Tone is the main thing I'm focusing on the podcast, there is more content that I will be doing, I keep saying, but I'm trying to get this like rooted, and then we'll move forward to the next piece. I don't want to put too much on my plate at once, but that is something.
Trying to build up certain players to be a part of your kind of like your franchise. Your storyline.
There you go. There you go. It's like Endgame. You know what I mean? On your left. Oh, there's Wentzillah. Sweet. Right. So, but we sat down and did that, and we were talking about getting to collecting, because at that time you were still, you were of course still doing the photography, you were still working with stuff and things of that nature, but it certainly has evolved since then, and finally we're able to kind of sit down and do this. But did you ever think that this would even happen ever?
I did. I thought it would happen back when you had your old setup that you were working on. But obviously life happens and stuff happens that we've all been through. So to see how fast you've put it together since then is crazy. It would have took me twice as long.
I still got a lot to do down here. I got a lot to do.
No, I was showing it off on my Instagram Live. It's Zilla on Instagram.
Zillah, Zillah,
or just like a Wentzillah. It'll come up. But I was doing a little live, and it's like, it's like a museum down here. This is exactly what he had planned out. Just to see it coming together is crazy. Like, it's
I got a vision.
it's exactly what you said it was going to be. So it's and you're very specific. I think that's why we get along. Also, going back to that, is we both have OCD like tendencies, and
detail.
As a collector, it's bad. So it's an addiction.
It is.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, but I just think it's great how it's all coming together. But I definitely thought it was going to happen. I never doubted you.
Okay, you never doubted. Okay, I'm always looking to see if anybody ever actually doubted. So
no, never doubted you.
Good. Okay, that's good. I needed that today. Appreciate it. Now, so let's kind of dive in some more there. So, I guess what do you consider that a hobby?
I don't know. I think it's just what I do.
Okay, that's okay.
You know what I mean? I'm sure when I started, I was like, this is just gonna be a hobby, a couple hours a week, but I do it a couple hours a day every single day. So it's more than that. But my main thing is trying to share, because I get inspired by other people's stuff, obviously.
Sure.
And there's no gatekeeping usually within the toy community, but specifically in world building, world makers. So, and we want to make sure that that's like known, like when we go live and stuff, like whoever you are, wherever you're at, and whatever you're doing, bring it on, because that inspires other people.
That's one thing I've noticed about that whole, just the toy. And I'm on the outside right now, still kind of looking in.
Yeah, but you've jumped on some stuff here.
I have, and everybody's always been really cool. You know, like we've done. I don't know, just seems like a really awesome community. I know there's always things that can happen, but you get people together, it happens, right? So you don't really consider, so it's more than a hobby. It's just kind of like almost really a way of life at this point. Yeah, it's a lifestyle. I think that, I know it is, but I mean that's a good way to look at it as well too. So how did that start? What kind of kicked all that off? Were you always collecting, and then
it's a big story? No, it starts with JDF, right? So it starts with him. I went down to Novi for the Comic-Con. I went down there, and one of my good friends went with me, and she was like,
this was the first time he was at Novi in 2014, right?
Yes,
because I was there too. Remember, I was in the first 8 people in line. I got there so early, and he was late. And then he put me on the iPad. He
was
said,
Francis there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's when. Yeah. So when I first met him, Francis was there. I went to the Comic-Con with $40. I don't know if I said that close enough. $40. And hey, guess what? That's not enough for anything.
No.
I had no idea. I was very ignorant to the whole how it worked. So I got up there. I was like, I want to do a selfie. I want to get this picture signed and that. And Francis was like
$90, bro.
Well, she's like, well, that's about 85. And I was like, oh shoot. I was like, I have 40, and it was my first time, and she was like, I'm gonna do what I can. She's like, just let me work with this, And
let's point out before you continue, this isn't because of JDF. This is the venue that does this. They force these people to. They say you're gonna come here. They pay you amount,
but he always kept his prices the same, no matter where he was.
Right. He, as we all know, was a man of the fans. He was in servitude to our love and friendship for him as well too. And admiration.
Amazing, and he just has that personality. So But yeah, so I went through, and Frances is really the one that like got me into it because of, like she was so nice. And
Who's
then
Francis for everybody?
Frances was you can find her on YouTube. It's Frances Baby, also on Instagram. But yeah, she also does some clips with Henry Resilient right now.
Yeah.
They do like clips. Well, that's the name of one of his YouTubes. But they do stuff together. They do weekly lives and stuff. So
She was like his manager.
well, she was his assistant. So,
okay,
but like pretty much his right hand.
Yeah.
So for a very long
And
time.
yeah, right.
And then she started doing her own stuff, like her own, like she also had to work too. So she, it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so because of that, I met him, and from there, like I was like, I want to start collecting more Power Ranger stuff, and then I was like, I need to get a Dragon Dagger, because then I started doing props. And then from props, I started going into toys, and then did the cosplay, the suit acting, all of that stuff, and now I'm here. So, and now I'm into world building because I kept meeting more and more different people,
Yeah.
and liking like the scenes and the way that people were setting stuff up in photography, like the toy photography. So that's when I just went. I was like, I can do so much in 118, like with the 3.75 ships, you can get those into shots, and it makes a whole world of a difference.
Does.
So. Yeah, that's where I am now.
We'll talk about. I mean, if you want to talk a little bit, I mean, this is a perfect time. Like, talk about what world building is exactly. I mean, it seems pretty. I mean, it seems
to us,
right? But tell everybody a little bit about that, and then kind of talk about the crew here.
Yeah. So for the world building, it's been around way before us, right? It started back when they started making Star Wars. They were making these things, and they actually, if you watch some of the behind the scenes stuff, like when they build those dioramas in those big scenes, a lot of them are with models and kits and stuff like that. So it all started with them in a sense. And there's a lot of other things out there. I mean, my buddy Famine, who's on the show, who's one of the co-hosts, also in the wedding, he brought up something from like the 70s that they made, and it was like in this toy magazine, and someone built a diorama. They world build back in the day.
Yeah, and that's a good way of looking at it, because that's a good way to connect the dots too. Dioramas and stuff like that are basically part of world. That's what it is. Yeah.
And
world building
to me,
way cooler.
Yeah, world maker sounds even cooler. So, but my whole thing is a lot of people that are just starting out, like my Amrak spot, yes, it's physically a world that you can walk into and see people shopping. You can see people at the market. You can see people taking dinosaurs for a walk, whatever you want it to be. But I also take shots outside, and those are still Amrak spot. So it doesn't have to be like, that's just the facade of Amrak spot is what you can see. So, but the story that you're telling on Instagram and YouTube, wherever it's at, it doesn't have to actually be a physical thing. Like it can just be within your shots. So it doesn't have to be all that it is. So world building can be anything, but a lot of the world builders can take nothing and make it into something.
Right.
They take trash and make it into like this crazy thing.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's about having that imagination.
Yeah.
And about having that creativity.
Customizing to the fullest.
Right. Man.
Yeah.
And we world built before together a little bit.
How? What?
We world built a little bit.
Did we?
After Snap.
Oh yes, I
we
forgot
did.
about
Remember?
that. Yeah,
I was helping writing all that stuff for you. I was going to talk about that a little bit, but that's a good spot for that. So yeah, we did a little bit of work together.
Yeah, with Colin.
Yeah. Shout out Chevy there. We world built some as well too. We were building, this whole. It was basically, if you think of after Infinity War, after the Snap, that. We were building a version of that in another multiverse, a different Earth version X1. 1 something, wasn't it, or 6-1? I don't know. Anyway,
it's on my YouTube.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube out there. But we were world building characters, and I was helping writing backgrounds and stuff like that, and stories and detailed like what they were doing. And that was a creative release for me, because even though I wasn't painting or physically making them, I was world making.
And you also
I was writing.
You stepped in on some of the Star Wars stuff.
That was,
I was like, hey, I got these characters I made. I got no story. I got no names.
And that was my I got that listed here as well too. That was actually my favorite that we did, because it was Star Wars. I was linking it to
still up there.
Is it good? And I even linked some of it back to like relevant to either EU stuff or the cartoons. I was weaving in a lot of things and trying to do very details, if you remember. And that was great for me, because I was a creative writer as a kid. That was my thing. I always wanted to do that. Perfect. So why did you fire me?
we just stopped doing it. I don't know. I ran out of ideas. Well, with the Snap, and Snap,
Snap was it was hard because there was 3 or 4 of us or whoever was trying to work on it, and we live across country.
Well, and I know Colin ended up getting sick for a little bit too. He's good now, but he ended up coming down with something, and also had some health issues. So it was hard to kind of get everyone to do this because I was doing the customs, and he was doing some of the customs. You were doing the voiceover. You were doing the story. Yeah. And it was just a lot of moving parts.
It was a lot. But the single package contained stories with the characters doing Star Wars were awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that was...
Yeah, and the after snap was, I mean, it could still pick up anywhere, you know, like could still happen.
It
but I
really could still happen.
I had like a whole bin of customs, and I was like, it's just not, you know, so.
Maybe we'll talk about that. Now that I'm back into content creating a little bit more and get my hand into it.
We'll see, yeah.
And life's kind of a little bit more figured out. Maybe we can talk about that. But I just want to know why I got fired. So that's
get fired.
I got fired. So the World Maker guys, like, who's involved?
Oh, with World Makers, it's on Rad Toys. It's on his YouTube. So he streams it live every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then also Famine Studios is on there, Brian, Outer Multiverse, and myself. So it's the 4 of us. And we are all in different stages. We all have different setups. It's all different. Right. And like I said, there's none of us that are sitting there like judging on anybody. We'll have anybody on who's doing it. So even if we've had people on that aren't necessarily world builders, but they do customs within 118. So it's a lot of, we just want to promote and push everyone's things because we get inspired off of that too. So it all works.
That's cool.
It all works out really well that way. Like,
what is 118 real quick?
118, man, that's a really tough question. So you have your 3.75.
3.75, that would be equate inches. So like think your normal like GI Joes from, you know, growing up, that sort of thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So your 3.75 is your vintage collection, stuff like that. 118, in my opinion, so this
118 scale, right? Is that the point?
Yeah, it's 118 scale. So it's a little bit bigger than 3.75, but not 4 inches.
Right.
So I don't know how else to explain, but that's what it is. It's really odd because 112 is 6 inches because 1 and 1 is 6 foot is the scale that they go off of. So with your props and stuff, these are 1 and 1. These lightsabers back here, your helmets, stuff like that, that's 1 and 1. So if you drop that down, it's 112, and then if you're 12-inch, that's 1/6. So it all makes sense mathematically, but it's tough sometimes.
It can be, and I'm not a math or fraction guy, and that's about the only fractions I kind of understand are for collectibles. You know, so so just for everybody to kind of understand that as well too. But you know, so you got into clearly a lot has come from just started collecting. But what was it that got you to decide to put a camera on it? Like, how did that end up happening?
Well, I saw a lot of people that were doing a lot of cool stuff, and every time I reached out to people in the beginning, you know, the scale that I was doing was 112. Not saying the 118 community or the
you said it was 112 when you first started doing it?
It was mostly 112.
You're going with the big boys?
Yeah. Well, no.
Or is that? That's 6
Hot
inch.
Toys is a 1/6. Yeah, you know that.
It's math. It's math. Yeah.
So 112. So it's your 6-inch, your Black Series, your Marvel Legends, SH Figure Arts, which are actually scaled down a little bit.
A little weird, yeah.
But yeah, so all that stuff, and then you have McFarlane, who's 110, who's a little bit bigger with the 7-inch stuff. But so what got me into doing the camera part was that every time I reached out to people, they would either not get back to me, leave me on red, or they'd give you kind of a broad statement. I was like, I'm just going to start showing off the way that I do it. I'm not saying this is how you have to do it. And weathering's kind of my thing. I like to weather things and make it look a little bit grimier, or like they've been to battle worn.
That was torn. At least early on, especially. That was kind of like, and I don't know if it still is considered your thing, but that was like your thing.
Probably, I think. I don't know. That's kind of what I do still.
You've evolved a lot, though.
I mean, they're still pretty. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think it was just me wanting other people to be able to do it because people would ask me questions, and it's like, why not just film it? So right now I don't do a lot of tutorials because if I learn something new, I'll put it out there. But as of right now, it's a lot of, I have 250 videos. Go check it out. This is what I'm doing right now. I'll show the custom before I start, when I end, but I don't show the whole process anymore because, as you know, it's a lot of editing. Yeah, and it's a lot of me watching myself 3 or 4 times is kind of boring to me.
You ever thought just about like just doing that live?
I mean, I don't. But yeah, I don't have that. I don't have the setup that I used to have, so it's just easier.
Do that.
Yeah, I could.
I'm just saying.
I could.
Just saying.
I'll just come over here and do everything.
There you go.
So,
Yeah, we could always figure
he's
that
got the
out.
setup here, guys.
Yeah, I guess I do. I guess
Yeah.
So how often would you say overall though? So you're talking about painting these things, photographing them, and then you walk in here and you see these things in boxes. How much does that make you mad at me?
Oh, it doesn't bother me at all. I think it's cool. I think any way of collect, as long as you're buying them, that means that we'll keep getting them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and the way that you do it is like a museum, so it's very nice. It's very cool. And not everything is in box. You get stuff out.
I know.
Like it's not bad.
You trolled me a lot though, and it's definitely destroyed my.
I remember when I opened up something in front of you when you got it. You brought it to a.
Yeah. You were gonna. Yeah, that was. That's around here too. It's in one of the. Yeah, the custom Zeo Gold Ranger.
No, it wasn't even that.
Which one was it?
No, you brought me a Black Series, and I opened it in front of you, and you almost had a heart attack.
Yeah, I did. Okay, I do remember that. Okay, now I remember that. Yeah.
Like, wait, you're just gonna open it? There's no ceremony or anything?
That's what it was. I was like, he just like tears the box and stuff like this, and I'm all like, I'm gonna take a razor blade and get the tape and make it nice.
I was like, oh, cool.
Maybe
He's like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that was
So I wanted to see how it moved. I was like, what are we gonna do to this? So,
not only have you ruined my self-esteem, but you almost killed me with that. So, you started doing the photography, and then did you just decide or how did that work with Instagram and YouTube? Like just getting it out there. Did it start on Instagram or was it YouTube first?
Facebook first. Actually, groups and then Facebook mostly. Okay. But there was was it Reddit or something back in the day, or like different?
Maybe.
Man, I don't remember, but there was like different things before Facebook, and then we were on Facebook, got a group of people who I talk to all the time where we were doing like this video chat every single night. They still do it. I don't do it as often, rarely anymore because I don't have time. But
right. Yeah,
you just build this community, and being part of the Power Ranger, it was the Ranger store. That was like the biggest Power Ranger Facebook group that there was, even though it was like a buy, sell, and trade thing. It was the biggest group on Facebook, and that got me into like the admin area. And I started doing like Power Rangers 365, which was mostly toys, pushing toys. So, but it was more like people could just drop pictures of their toys, their customs, whatever they wanted, toy related. And then it went over to Instagram, and we just went from there. And just seeing other people do it, I was like, I'm gonna start doing that. So, but yeah, it mostly started, the YouTube stuff started mostly because of I wanted to share it because I didn't think people were getting the word. You know, they weren't sure what to use, like which thing. So I'd be like, I use this, and then every single video would be me holding something up. So
I remember that early on, you were definitely more on the showcasing side or like the teaching.
Yeah.
As you were learning as well too, partly too, which made it unique.
A lot of it. But yeah, anytime I get a new skill or I see like the charcoal wash, I'll be like, all right, we're gonna do a charcoal wash, like because no one's ever heard of it or done it, and I just found out. So I want to try my hand at it, and that's just how it happens, man.
That's wild. That's cool.
I know it's all kind of the same stuff, but it's kind of where it all starts. Is, you know.
It's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, it's definitely community though, and I think a lot of times, like in the last couple of years, I think it's been lost, the community aspect of it. Not completely, but just in certain aspects. Like everybody's trying to get the hottest thing, the newest thing. It's like, now what can you do with the thing that you already have? You know, it doesn't have to be, because some people think it's super expensive. Well, it can be if you're always chasing the next thing that drops, the next legend, the next this. I mean, the next hot toy. But if you just take the things that you have, and that's why world building is so comfortable to me.
Right.
Is because you're just making something out of trash.
Huh. Yeah, that's a really neat perspective too, because that also makes it sound like if you're collecting on a budget, just use either some of the stuff you got or go to I don't know, like a Koi's Comics warehouse event where they've got cheaper figures and stuff like that as well too. You know what I mean? Like going to a place like that or going to like a flea market or something, grabbing like instead of looking for that's a sweet new Iron Man that came out for $50, or there's this other Iron Man from Toy Biz from 2020 or 2002.
You got
I got. They sit around and be like, maybe I'll just revamp that guy.
Yeah.
And look, and he's a bin for $4 here over here. You know what I mean? Without so that's a really neat way of looking at that as well too. I didn't think about that because you were such a chaser.
And that's why I speak from that, because I was there. I was doing that. I was like, hey guys, the newest review, and we're gonna do this, and it's like that's so not me.
And everybody was trying to do the same too.
Yeah, and it's like I can't keep up. I don't have plugs with like the actual company. Like I'm not gonna get the first.
Hasbro's not calling you.
Yeah, and
though you should, because it's action figure photography is.
I wouldn't want to work with them, man. I wouldn't want to.
They probably keep you in a box.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I think they would. Yeah,
they just want.
But you know, if you're talking companies like Morphonauts, you know, stuff like that, you know,
Holler.
That was fun. No,
Holler.
that's who I did the
Oh, that's the
Kickstarter. Yeah. And he did the Big Bad Toy Store. So my my shots are in Big Bad Toy Store.
That's
so I mean, and that was out of luck. That wasn't because, oh, you're the greatest. I was able to do the custom paint work for the masters on the paint, the paint master before it went to the factory. Is a big deal. So I got to do that.
What is that? What explain that real quick and then jump back.
So he gets a prototype from the factory.
It's off the mold. Here we go.
Yeah, he's like, and you know, he's done all all the articulation, all the tooling, everything that goes into it. All the design work is all him. It's his own IP. Everything's him. It's Combat Creatures, and it's through Morphonauts. And we worked like 3 years ago. I took one of his figures and painted it, and it was just like some small thing that we did. And we always kind of kept in touch. And he's working on this thing, and I ended up ordering some stuff from him. He's like, "Hey, I don't know if you're available for this, but would you mind touching up the paint on these and making them look better?" And so he got the prototypes in. He didn't like the way they looked, and I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Tell me what you want." And then he went over what each of the 4 characters, what he wanted them to look like.
Yeah.
I did that for him, and then I did toy photography shots where they were like in their own planets because each character is from or creature is from their own planet. So I put them in some type of different scene, and then I also did all black background, and all white background for like if you're trying to sell something.
Yeah.
You know, this is what it all comes with: all of its hands, all of their weapons, all of this interchangeable stuff. So we did that, and then it's on Big Bad Toy Store. It got fully funded. He dropped it before Christmas of last year. And I was like, "This isn't I don't think it's a good time." He's like, "It'll be fine, I think." And I was like, "All right," and it filled. So
that's awesome.
Amazingly, and he's a really cool bow. He's really cool, and everything he puts out, I'm like, oh, it's so cool. Like he never misses with me personally. That's so cool.
Good. So then, so again, so I apologize. I really wanted to hear that as well too, and everybody.
So I did the Paint Masters, sent them back to him.
Right.
He then had 2 other people who did a what's his name? I forgot his name, but he makes it to where the I think it's Make It Move Media or something like that. Well, he took and he makes the characters like live. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so they're actually, he like 3D scans them.
Oh, cool.
And then they're actually like fighting and stuff. So he sent them to him.
I think I follow his
Make It Move Media, I believe is his name.
Because he does always like it takes in, it's like it'll be like fight scenes, everything. And then like somebody like even Donald Duck will pop in or something crazy. Like they're fucking amazing to watch.
Yeah, and it's him actually doing those.
It's all stop motion shit.
Yes,
gnarly. I was trying to
3D scan stop motion, but it's not. It looks stop motion, but it's him that's doing all those fights.
Yeah,
he's doing all those moves, recording himself.
Fucking cool.
And then puts it on the figure, or puts a figure on it.
Like a mocap. Or is a mocap.
I think so. I don't know how to explain it. It's crazy. It's weird, but it's awesome.
You got to see it because it is crazy. It's fucking sweet.
So he sent the figures to him and sent them to one other photographer who crushed it. Like, he is way different the way I do photography. I think it's way better. And I just, like, his stuff looks like a freaking poster. So he sent it to him, and he sent that back to the factory, and the factory's like, okay, this is how you want them. So then the factory's going to make them look like that. So what we've been seeing so far, they're almost done, and they look exactly like the stuff that I painted. So that's pretty awesome. Because he didn't like the way the gold was or the silver was.
It's fucking crazy to think there's about to be a toy line come out that you were, like, part of the master color scale for this fucking thing to be printed.
It's crazy. It's all his. It's all off of his brain too.
Yeah, so the state. I mean,
he would send me the color, like what he wants, and he's like, make this more chrome, make this more gold, and I was like, okay, yeah. So, and I got it out in like 2 weeks, all of it in 2 weeks, and just because I wanted to make sure he had enough time to do what he had to do. So, because it's all a process, and then you got to ship all that stuff. Well, I'm trying to be as careful as I can because these are prototypes. So you're talking like what, $1,000 a figure maybe?
Right. Yeah, it's the fucking So
I got like $4,000 sitting on my table. So I cleared everything in the room.
Right.
Like in that area where I was going to be working.
Crime scene with just the plastic up in there and shit.
Nothing's getting broken. I broke a freaking hand because I was trying to put it on. I was like, boop, and I was like, and I just called him. I was like, hey man, like I was just freaking out. He's like, it's fine, it's okay. He's like, I can print one because all of these that are going to be out, he does do in resin print. Like, he will print them, and he sells them.
Okay.
So I buy a lot of 118 resin prints of his stuff, and these characters as well. And yeah, I know we're talking a lot about Morphonauts, but that's what he does. That's the services that he does. But he wanted something that was from the factory also with his own IP.
Right,
so
right.
that's why he went this route. But he does already make these. If you want them resin gray and you want to paint them up, he can have it to you like in 3 days. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
cool.
but he goes all the way down to like 2 1-inch figures with articulation. It's
Really?
crazy. He takes his articulation and goes zoop, and puts them. It's nuts.
It's that 3D printing, man. I'm
It's
telling you.
insane.
It's gnarly.
He's
It's gnarly.
a genius.
Well, so how much are the each character like the character going to be, or a
Like price point?
price point? Yeah, so I'm trying to spit out.
I think he's trying to keep it around or under 30.
Okay.
It might be 35
Okay.
at the most, but you're talking.
That's good.
They're coming with some stuff.
Well, so
Like,
here's
you're
an
getting-
idea I've got. And we could talk later and offline about this a little bit. But what if I proposed getting a figure or purchasing one and having that as a giveaway? Do you still do giveaways ever?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if Banter and Babble, the brand, and Let's Set the Tone, bought one of those figures and you gave it away on one of your channels?
We could do that. Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
I'll probably be doing something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And well, like I don't know if you plan on doing like a full run of them, or maybe I do another run or another character or something like that. Or if you're doing a single character,
He has wave 2 already. He's gearing up.
we'll have to talk, because I think that'd be
Yeah.
a fun thing to do as well too. So
Yep.
no, that's cool, man. Like as the collector, to be able to go to Big Bad Toy Store and see my friends' photos up there. I mean, that's
the day before Black Friday it dropped. And
fucking wild.
also, like, I know we're getting into the weeds, but Big Bad Toy Store was very generous when they're working with, like, when do you want this dropped? How do you want it to look? They were very like hands-on,
Right.
Like, let him choose how he wanted it to.
That's pretty cool to hear
appear.
that too.
For a company like that. It's crazy.
Well, they've
like,
always been kind of people. I mean, I always feel like
I've always called them if they didn't send something out, and they're like, "Yeah, we're on it." Da da da. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a big company like that, like, that's crazy.
They started out small.
Yeah, it's
And
not
I
like
feel-
you can call Amazon and be like, "Hey, where's my?" No,
Right,
You
yeah,
talk
yeah.
to 4 people before you talk to a human. Like,
4 robots before you
Yeah,
talk to
yeah,
anyone.
yeah,
Right. So, well, how hard is all of that aside? So, how hard generally has the networking been of this for you? I mean, is it a mostly a niche audience? Do you see people like blur the lines, or has it just been super? Is it a hard nut to crack when it comes to networking?
I don't. I think so. I think networking comes down to how hard you want to push it. Self promote is a big thing. How much you want to do it, and how long you want to do it for. If you want to do it for 10 years, and it depends on how far is. I mean, it's limitless depending on how you want it, as far as you want to take it, and how much time you have. So if you have tons of free time and this is your thing, I think it's possible. I think the pillars of that, though, is you have to either have something that you do really well that someone else isn't already doing. This obviously, I don't have like a crazy following or anything, but this is just going off of what I think would work.
Probably some of that. I mean, you got a lot of following for the most part.
On Instagram, yeah, it's a big number, but it's not like I get a lot of likes or anything like that. Like I get around the same as everyone else. It's not. I have all my friends get more than me, so it's not like, like, how's the number so high? It's because I've been doing it forever. No, so, but I think that as far as you want to take it, you could take it.
Okay.
So. And I think there's a lot of luck involved in algorithm, man. Like, we all battle that.
There's no secret sauce. Yeah, we all battle that.
Yeah.
What is the biggest viral moment you've had? Have you had any big viral moments, or like just a big moment regardless, like highlighting any work?
I would say just some of the videos here and there would pop on Instagram. Before COVID, I was actually more successful with all of this. So I had a Spider-Man Mezco that I did a custom of. And I don't know if you remember, he had like he had like holding up, it was all gray.
I absolutely remember this character. Yeah, you were doing some really sexy poses with him.
So
you were projecting a little bit. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and he had on the short pants.
I remember. He had the
in the wintertime. I wear pants that are weird capris. So I get hot, man. So that got 10,000. No, that's not right. Not 10,000. It was 100,000 views on Instagram.
Holy shit, on Insta.
Yeah, before the pandemic.
Right.
And on YouTube, keep me humble, 132 or 42 views.
Wow.
So you're talking about 100,000 and 142. And that's when on Instagram you could put 15-minute videos and stuff like that. You could IGTV.
Dude,
I used to love it.
I'm mad that the reels cut you off at 1.5.
Yeah.
TikTok, I mean, we go back and forth on TikTok, but like at least you can just put something out there and go.
We were making reels before they were making reels. We would do like we would have music in the background.
Yeah.
Like on our little Bluetooth speaker, we'd have music because
Right.
you couldn't get music on Instagram.
Right.
So we'd have music playing in the background. I still have some stuff in my story where if you go, you'll hear like horrible music in the background because we couldn't just plug it on the video back then. So yeah, we were doing all this stuff before they're like, no, we have reels. Like, we've been doing reels though.
Well,
like,
reels was a reaction to TikTok.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
shorts and everything as well.
Yeah.
People can only package in a minute and a half and they're shutting down right away. You
Yeah.
know? So I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying to not have the other option as well too. I actually
used to love IGTV.
Yeah, I did too, and I actually like Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just that it's also a different nut to crack than
It's
just
hard.
like YouTube. It's all
I'm
weird.
still
You
trying to
can't
figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. And you're
So-
10 years strong, you know. So it's like John Cena. So
Yeah.
let's see. Have you ever thought about doing like
I
music
can't
live?
read that, by the way.
Good.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching you too.
Have I ever what?
Have you ever thought about doing music live? Like, you know, like singing or anything? Because rumor has it
Yeah.
that you are a championship choir singer. Is this accurate?
Champion. I don't know about champion, just two-time national champion.
Two-time national champion
right.
choir singer.
That's right. Yeah. No, show choir. So if you guys know what Glee, it was kind of like that.
Oh.
So, yeah. So it's where you
Okay.
dance and sing.
So you were dancing and singing even.
Yeah. Yeah. I have not thought about it since then of doing it publicly. No, it's
Why?
I don't know. It's
That's fun content.
I never really did solos or anything like that either. So it was mostly I was, you know, my range is insane, but you know, so like I had to get you.
Get this guy to karaoke right away.
I
Come on.
love karaoke.
Do
but
ya?
yes. Oh yeah.
Really? You're a
Oh my
karaoke
God.
guy?
Yeah, you got a
really?
rock band here. Let's
Okay,
I'm
okay.
just saying, I'm ready.
All right, Mr. Choir, just chill out.
But
Okay.
yeah, two-time national champion show choir. Got my varsity letter when I was a freshman. No big deal. So we would.
Wow.
It was actually sometimes harder. No offense to the football team. Sometimes it was harder in choir practice because you had to work out while you were singing. It was like Beyonce. You know, Beyonce came up all them stories that she tells how they'd run miles and sing to make sure their diaphragm could. You know,
Shit! I never thought of it
yeah,
like
so
that.
because we were dancing, so your choreography and stuff was sometimes it was intense.
And you had to have your cardio probably.
Yeah. So you get off football practice, you run over
And
to
yeah, because you were playing football still too, right?
Yeah. So and a lot of there's like four of us starting line, like the biggest guys on the team were also in the show choir. Because
Wow.
we could be like, lifting people up. Yeah, it was
You
great.
didn't do that on the football field.
Oh, yeah,
Nice
sometimes.
touchdown. Ah.
Lift up the other guy.
Right. Hey, stand over
But
there.
yeah,
We're gonna-
it was like was it Dirty Dancing when he
I
does
was gonna say the lift. I was just gonna say
Yeah.
so they do the
we
lift.
did that. We did that
Oh
stuff.
man, look at
Yeah.
you.
You slide them underneath and throw them up, and yeah, it was a lot of fun, man.
So now I know that you have vocal range,
I do have some.
and you played football and did Glee style. What is it?
Show choir.
Show choir.
Yep.
And you're telling me because of your experience of both, you can honestly say that the workouts were harder.
Yeah,
That's why I'm just trying-
they were hard.
I'm
They
trying
weren't
to bait-
easy.
I'm trying to bait you.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But nothing beats Hell Week in football. So
Yeah. Right.
and I did also play semi-pro football, which was also crazy. But I've done a lot of stuff, man. I'm
Semi-pro
old.
football.
Yeah.
Well, what's that like? What do you mean?
Well, I played semi-pro in well, no one's gonna know this is watching, but it was in Lapeer County.
Sure.
And then I played for another team that was like closer to Canada. We're in a Canadian league.
It was a Canadian league,
Yeah, and we would get crushed by the Canadians.
so it was soccer.
No.
Just kidding. It was
No,
American.
it was their guys when they weren't in the CFL playing in the summer.
Not in the CFL. We're playing in the summer, and you played with these guys.
Yeah.
Where were you? What was your position?
I in semi-pro, I only played left guard, so I only
Okay.
played on the offensive line
Gotcha.
because I wasn't vicious enough to play. on the
Right,
other
yeah,
side.
you gotta be ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In high school though, I could play linebacker. I could play anywhere.
Yeah.
But I was always like a pulling guard because I had. It doesn't matter, but I had a little bit more speed than most of the big guys, so I could
Dang,
move.
Okay.
I had a little bit of
This-
agility. So.
I'm learning a lot even about you today
fullback.
too.
I was a great fullback, not carrying the ball, like a fullback. So you have an extra lineman,
Right,
pretty
right.
much.
Yeah.
You know, so that was my bread and butter was fullback that doesn't get the ball. Pretty much you're a third guard.
Right.
So
right.
you know, but yeah, semi-pro, and then I also did a little bit of time with the Sting. I did like a week with them. So I was on the Sting for a week.
A week, and you were like,
Yeah.
I'm out.
And then, yeah, because they were like, well, you need to practice this day, games are this day. I was like, how much do we get paid? Like, well, you got to score touchdowns to get paid. And I was like, but I won't get the ball. And they're like, yeah. It's like, well, okay, so I can't do this and also work and have a family and do all these things. So
Right.
yeah, that was out. But
Man,
I was
they
there for a
wanted
week.
you on the team.
I had a shirt.
Oh,
I made it through
shit.
tryouts.
I guess I should be asking for autographs instead of sitting here
Hey,
talking to you.
hey.
Damn. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I know football talk, but yeah, it makes me, so it's who I am. There's a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't even pay attention to any sports now. So and I used to be. I mean, that energy went into this stuff. So
At least you watch the Olympics.
I do.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal in this home.
100-meter
At least.
finish, man.
That's it. Yeah, that's right. So, what are as far as figure lines? And I know there's a lot out there, and there's a lot to sift through. But if you're brave enough, what would you say are the top 2 shitty figure lines? And then I want the top 2 really good ones, and it can be however you want to interpret that.
Man, that's a tough
Or
question.
let's maybe let's do it the main, like the big name, the big brands, because I think that's fair. Because you'll hear me complain about Hasbro.
I know, but they put out so much. It's hard to.
I know. I still sometimes bend the knee, but like I'll talk. You know my angst with the 6-inch Black Series, and I will all day talk about that. But
for me, that's the worst line.
The
Black Series,
the 6-inch or the 3.75.
The Black Series,
all of it.
Well, now.
Okay.
I think what they've done to it is crazy. I get why they've done what they've done, but I think that it's not for the consumer, which is fine. I understand making money, but it's not for us. No, it's
to print
clearly not for us.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to get out of the 6-inch scale for Black Series. They do have some Black Series that are 3.75 and stuff like that, but I think that they put a lot more detail into the vintage collection. It's crazy. Like they'll have soft goods and things like that that you will never get in 6-inch. Like that doesn't make any sense.
And this whole thing started to be. This is the reason I was so excited in 2013 about this, because I always wanted 6-inch Star Wars figures as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the line started out great because it was just supposed to be 6-inch Star Wars action figures.
But they look like toys. Like when you get your Cobb Vanth, that looks like a toy now.
Yeah.
Like the newest version, that deluxe version of him, I looked at it, I was like, this looks awful. Like, this looks really bad.
It's been more about mass producing and don't even get me started on the exclusive thing that they've done too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the discussion we're going to have today.
Right.
I'm going to back off again. So what's your
favorite?
second? I want one more shitty figure line.
I don't know if I have one, man, because I can make anything look good enough for me.
DC Multiverse. I mean, I know that switched over to McFarlane.
I like it though because it's easy to customize. Like,
was it okay?
Yeah,
I know some people were really
my top ones.
Okay, that's fair. I hear from people I know that used to come into the store, that was the line that they were just like, we should be better, and then all of a sudden McFarlane took it over.
I have some that pissed me off. 3-0 with their Rangers. Like they just weren't. They looked beautiful. They don't move great, and I get that you don't usually get great movement or articulation with 1/6. But you're selling something that is a Power Ranger, which is like a ninja of sorts.
Yeah, honestly.
So they're supposed to do karate. So if they can't do that,
if they've got if there's no bending in the elbow or the knees,
it's very tough. And I mean, Hot Toys has some like that too, where they miss. And like with a lot of the troopers, my feet will just fall off. So I mean, you have that with every line, but. 3-0 does they look great. They're made out of the same materials that I wore when I did the suit acting and cosplaying. So it's like, it's tough. Yeah. It's but yeah, as far as my favorite, I would say 1/18 scale would be Joy Toy. I still like, obviously, the vintage collection, and I use a lot of those things to make characters. Like I take vintage collection and Joy Toy and mash them together and make the character out of that. That's one of my top faves. And McFarlane, I got McFarlane and Hot Toys because I do like Hot Toys, but McFarlane because the customizability. Yeah, is that a word?
I think I think that's fine to be a word.
The customability that you get. So it's very easy to swap, change, heat them up, and pop them and do stuff like this Batman right here. New 52 Batman. It was very. That's not his name, but he's one of those guys from the New 52. But yeah, Batman only has 7 stories at the moment. But yeah, it's very easy to customize, and I really like that side of it because I'm a customizer. Right. Now other people are going to have different ideas and different thoughts on that, and that's fine because there's enough toys for everybody.
Yeah, to do whatever you want with
it. And that's what we need more of is people telling what they feel about them.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great philosophy of looking at it as well too. You
Yeah.
know, everybody do your own thing with it and just enjoy
Like
whatever it is.
you have
like,
every different line
yeah,
in here,
yeah,
like
yeah.
every line. So
Yeah, literally. Toy Biz. I got original Ninja Turtles.
but they look good because the way that you have them for what you want them for.
That's true.
Like
Even if they're in a box. So, what is the hardest balance you have found doing this? Is it time or is it consistency? A mix of both?
oh
I mean, even just the
man.
want to do it sometimes, right?
The balance, man. The balance.
Yeah.
You know, your house needs repairs and it's hard to do stuff. You know, if you own your own home, like
Yeah.
we both do, it's hard to get the house repaired and work on content at the same time. Unless you're
is.
doing house
It is.
content.
It makes for long
So
days.
yeah, you're not renting. It's tough because it's not on somebody else. It's on you. And as almost 40 years old, it's like it's a lot. It's sometimes you got to balance that out, and it can get frustrating because you see all your friends and people around you doing the most, and it's like, man, I wish I could be doing that, but you can't because you have so many other things and work, and so, but it's great that other people have the time and the ability to do those things because I can still live through that. Like there's a lot of stuff I don't collect because other people do it and they do it well. And I'm good with that. And I'm like, hey, I can watch them and feel the way, like get the nostalgia or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they do it good. Like, and I love it. So
Yeah.
I don't have to do it. Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, right. Thank you for buying all the hot toys, so I'm going to buy them.
Yes.
And this is coming from somebody who just wants to dabble right now. But
Yeah. Just want to tippy toe.
yeah. Some of y'all out there, like I've seen some displays, like some of the hot toys. Like I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
you're making six figures for that kind of display of hot toys. Like, and that's fine. I respect it because I wish I could.
Yeah.
Them hot toys, I can't like. I got a hook.
Like I was telling you, I just watched my buddy Marvelous, my good friend Marvelous, opened up the '89 Batmobile last night. God. Crazy.
Oh my god.
It was so big. He had we put out like a folding table. Like, dude, like to put it on. It's so big.
That's so fucking. Well, it's gonna be like that when I get that HasLab Ghost. I'm excited about that.
That's gonna be big too. Yeah, I do have the Millennium Falcon, but I think that's gonna be close, if not bigger.
Yeah,
So-
it's what 30. I'm trying to remember. It's like I think it's about 30 to 32 inches long and about I think 18 inches wide. And the reason I know those numbers so well is I've been looking for a display case for this. What I really want is like when you go into like like Canton, you go to like the NFL Hall of Fame, and there's like, look, this football here or this helmet and this. That shit's not cheap because
Wait.
you have to have them custom made.
So
I want a display. Yeah, it's coming out of box, but I want it in a display. Okay, yeah, I get the joke. Well, because I'm getting all the figures with it. I want the figures out.
Are those coming out of the box too? Or you keep them in the card.
Yeah. If I can find something, no, they would come out of the box. I want this thing displayed so bad.
Okay.
I've even debated last night. I'm like, should I take everything off the coffee table, and make this like the centerpiece, or build a coffee table around it? I don't know.
like that. I like coffee table around it.
Things are I don't know at play, but. I digress. I digress. So yes, and to back what you said, yes, I think that balance it's tough. And like now doing this again too, because it's taking more off my plate. And like you said, you got stuff around. I got to mow the grass.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do stuff. There's stuff to do. So
Yeah.
trying to find that balance has always been part of it, right? So has there ever been any second guessing about your work? Like, how do you manage like that mentality,
yeah,
like, the mental
dude.
side of it?
You know that. You're the same way.
Yeah.
Every single thing is, I analyze it more than the people who are going to see it and who are going to comment. So if you're commenting it, I already know it. Trust me. I've seen it. I know what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you to tell me. I very clearly know. Not only do I do most of my work with those goggles, but when I'm taking photos of it, it's very much in focus. So, there's just stuff that certainly sticks out to you, and you just sometimes it's like, well, that's just the way it is. So, and if it stays wherever you keep your content, if it stays in your phone or if it stays on your tablet, it's never going to be seen, and it's never going to inspire anybody. Because a lot of the recipes I come up with, people will take those, do those, come out 10 times better than the stuff I can do, but they took the recipe and they'll give you credit for it. And it's like, yeah, but yours is 10 times better than what I did. So it's like, congratulations, but you made it way better. Like, that stuff's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the good part of it, I guess. But yeah.
Damn. Okay. I was wondering, and I had a kind of feeling how you would answer that, but You know,
I think we're very hard on ourselves.
Yeah, it's
So,
a Sagittarius trait, I think. It might be. I love always saying that, and people know, they're like, "Why are you talking astrology all the time?"
All the time.
I know. I just do.
Welcome to Astrology with Tone.
I know. One of these days. Well, I do plan on getting Britt on here at some point.
With the Brit and Tone Astrology Show.
That's
we
right.
could do this all day.
We could. So you want
literally
to
how we talk all the time.
This is. We get real quiet at each other and say, "What are you doing right now?" So how about and that kind of brings a little bit to light my next question though. So in those instances, how do you deal with like shitty content or comments? Excuse me, like people ask or say something.
Much.
It's not much. You don't see that too often. That's
no,
good.
I think
it's mostly encouraging.
Yeah, mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I don't ever really see. Sometimes on like YouTube, you get someone be like, if you just heat that up and do that, and I was like, that's not how I did it. I'll be like, thank you. Like, I don't know that, so I'll do that a lot. I'll be like, oh, thank you so much. Like, I'll just let it go because there's so many good comments that it's like, and I hate just let everything sit on that one. So it's like, I still leave it up there too because guess what? You're helping my algorithm. So I'll take it. I'll take all the bullshit.
It's engagement, right? That's a good way of looking at it too. So because I partly ask because when we first started doing TikToks and some of the stuff on the Banter and Babble proper side, like, it's subjective, objective. There's opinions involved sometimes as well too, and a lot of time, but not everybody's gonna agree with that. So like, there's
no
ways.
No. Nobody agrees with anything.
Right?
So,
that's fair. Okay.
There's
well,
that.
Yeah, and some people can handle that in a decent light and say, well, actually, I look at it like this.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But then there's other people that are just like a-holes in the comments. And I get heated because I'm combative. Like my temper is short and I burst, so like I'm ready to like,
it's tough.
What did you just say? And be in the comments, and dude will be like, it's part of it, man. Don't fucking worry about it, right? And I kind of wondered if you're the same, just knowing.
Yeah, and some people might comment on something that you don't even realize you did in a video or something, especially with you guys, because you're talking like you're not really like you're not showing something that you made or anything like that. So it's all of your opinion and all of focus is on you.
Yeah.
Like with me, I can say and do whatever I want and be like, here's this cool figure, and like, get your mind off of me. Look at this. Hey, look at this shiny.
Right. It's shiny. Yeah.
So it's you guys have to you probably deal with a lot more of that stuff than I see.
It's not too bad, I think.
Well, then again, people aren't gonna watch. Like normal human beings will just not watch it if they don't agree.
Right. They just move on. Instead of commenting. It's funny because we've had some really big. They're not viral. I don't want to use that term loosely, but we've had some pretty big hits on some of our clips on YouTube. And one of them that produced the most comments was the first time we watched the trailer for the Crow reboot that's coming out with Skarsgård.
Okay.
And I'm like an OG Crow guy, and I'm like not okay with this. And like I'm trying to be like open-minded, but when I saw it, I'm like, we can't just add another Crow into the row because there's already been 3 or 4 after a TV series. Like, does it have to be a remake of Eric Draven, right?
Yeah.
So my point is, I bring all that up, that clip, and that's kind of how I go at it. And I'm like, I'm bringing out
your opinion,
but I'm bringing out like why I feel this way. But what ended up with that clip that was unique is very few people disagreed with me. A lot of people were getting in the comments going like, fuck yeah, like I can't watch this shit. And I was like, damn, like this is really one of the first times that I feel
this took a turn.
Yeah, this took the kind of and that's great. Like I'm glad that people agreed with me and feel about it a lot. And like the Mortal Kombat one we had, the one of the first ones that blew up where I'm like that new HBO shit, and I freaked out. I'm like, this shit is fucking trash. And it was a good mix of like people that did it.
You're very particular when people touch your franchises. So,
I am,
and that's good.
And I think I always believe in adaptations need some different changes and things that translate better for either TV or movie, wherever it comes from, video game, wherever it comes from, right? Because I do agree that there needs to be a balance of getting some of the casuals. But it's your hardcore core fans that got you to the point where you can do this, that have supported you. They're the ones that if you do it right by them, or at least enough to where they're the member berries, whatever it is, those casuals are going to come with them. And like, for instance, that Borderlands movie that's out, we were going to go see today. And I'm not a Borderlands guy by nature at all, but it looked fun and everything. Well, it's the game's an M-rated game, but it's a PG-13 movie, and apparently the studio heads wanted their hand in it.
That always happens.
Right, and now look at it. Now it's a hot mess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was at one point wanting to check it out. So yeah, I'm very, very particular on franchises. There's
Right.
franchises I won't even take a look at. Halo season. I mean, I was cheering, and I will right now, that Halo got shut down on Paramount because that shit was absolute trash. And then you look at, did you like it?
I loved it. Did you watch season 2?
Absolutely not, because how much did he have the armor on in that one?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Man,
It does matter.
No, because no.
Yes, it does.
We can't battle this right now.
We're not going to right now.
But I'm just gonna say,
But it does matter.
a man who
Tricky,
cares,
yeah.
a man who cares about the story, who is about the things that you care about, is season 2.
No.
Yes, I've told you this before.
They had a video
We've been
game
over
roadmap
this.
and books they could have followed, and they wanted to do
It's
all their bullshit.
not the same though,
Doesn't
right?
matter. The one thing that's always been consistent, they could have deviated from that, except for Master Chief needing to knock boots apparently into the season 1, which is not something a soldier of that program would do.
It's like a different
having the armor and the head off all the time. That's not Master Chief.
Right. Well, this isn't the video game.
Yeah, and how well did it do? And it got canceled after season 2. So you and your buddies can go ahead and have a little watch party when season 3 comes out. Wait, you can't. So that being said, yes, everybody out here
I hate being
knows
on his show. If it was my show,
I control the direction. Mortal Kombat the movie is awesome. Tricky, you can also leave, by the way. Listen, I thought that at least the video for Borderlands, and I don't like Borderlands anyways, but it looked like there was potential to be some fun. I will say I'm over Kevin Hart, and I used to find him really fun. I think that was horrible casting for that, but
we don't know.
Hey, now look at it. Now look at it.
You didn't see it.
Oh, I saw enough.
But you didn't see it?
Yeah, I saw enough. I'm
Okay.
good. I will watch it when it comes out on Paramount or something like that, which will no longer have Halo anymore because it was awful, and the core fans that I'm talking about didn't like it because
I am a core fan. I'm more than a core fan because I want to see it in all the different multiverses that it comes in. Any story they tell of Halo. So tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Because I'm not.
You're wrong.
This is what we do. This is what we do.
You got to hold on to some of the integral pieces that make that character that character.
Did you get that?
Right.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
This is a different story. This isn't his story.
Why does it need to be a different story?
It doesn't have to be. It just is.
It shouldn't be.
Okay. All right.
There's a lot of people that didn't play the game.
Rogue One wasn't part of Luke's story, and everyone loved that.
Well, yeah, but it's not like the retelling Luke's story.
I know.
It is.
But if they worked, I guess that's a bad example. That's a really bad
very
example.
bad example. And with that, we're moving back on. So, so now sometimes you do sell your work.
I do
that you
sometimes.
create. Are you still doing that?
Occasionally here and there, but it's for like other toy homies or friends. Like I don't love doing that.
Right. That's what I was gonna ask. So, is that like a pain? Like, what's the biggest pain about it? Would you say?
Just
the buyers
people expecting something fresh from the factory, and I'm like, not gonna be able to move this too much. Like, it's gonna have its like, because I added this soft goods, this and that. So, your articulation is gonna be a little bit less because I wrapped it in cloth. Like, so, there's jeans on him now, or whatever the case may be. Like, well, it doesn't move as good. Well, yeah, it's not going to. But I mean, I've had mostly all positive from that, but I just hate doing it because of it has to be perfect. Like it's a lot easier just doing it for the friends, doing trades, stuff like that. So and like with World Makers Consortium, world builders in general, you trade between your worlds. So if in Toneville you have Tintonians, those are your people. Well, I have Amrakians and Amrak spots, so I would send you like a crew of Amrak guards or like a droid crew member, a Halo person maybe, and then
with the helmet on.
With the helmet on, and then you send me people from your world or something that your world creates. Like I do Gamma Fuel. We're also working on Dino Milk, so we got some things that we're working on over in Amrak Spot. So you would send those things to each other. That part's really cool. Like the trading of your custom work.
Is it like, are you mixing your two worlds, or are they saying they're in the same world, or are you just kind of like adding?
Yeah, absolutely. We're all in the same
so it's like the same universe or whatever.
Yeah, and we all have like some type of Stargate or portal, so anything is possible. Like I know you're not gonna love it, but my mayor of my world is Kylo Ren. So yeah, he might be dead. I know you're not a fan of the
I'm not a fan of the sequel trilogies. But that doesn't mean that some of the characters, like Kylo Ren was a great character. They just mishandled him.
With helmet on, he's a great character.
That sounds interesting. Are you saying that, or are you trying to troll me?
No, I'm being serious. I like him with helmet
Oh,
on.
really? Interesting.
In this
Just
moment,
like a silent protagonist that wears a helmet at all times. Tell Samus. Well, she started taking her helmet off after a while as well too. But
Yeah.
So they're portals. You can't.
Yeah,
Why
so
don't you just
in
fly to the
mine,
planet? Why just be in the
you
same?
could, but I thought, and I don't know what it's from, and you might know what it's from. I thought
Yeah.
when people came through the portal's only this big,
Like
right? But
Stargate or something.
yeah, what happens when something like a ship comes through to come through like it's like in a birth sack like I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
It's in something where they do that.
Is that like that's not a
It's funny.
Either Battlestar oh, it's a joke, it's a bit.
Yeah, well, I would think in my world it'd be a funny thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, I want to say like either God, what's that big Amazon sci-fi show? Fuck. Damn it, I can't
There's a
think of
few.
Expanse.
Yeah.
It's something like it. Like, didn't Expanse do something at one point?
Possibly, because I don't think I just made it up in my head. I think I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah, like that or like Battlestar. I don't know,
But I was like, it'd be cool if they came through the portal from your world into my world and like this like sack and like they just there
Right.
it is. There's a ship.
That's kind of funny. That does make
But
sense.
yeah, you can also probably fly.
You could just probably fly. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to know why you're
All the fuel though in Amrex Spot, my 118 3.75 little baby world. It's everything there runs on gamma fuel, which the fuel is made from the dinosaur poo. Because they're eating off of the land of Amrex Spot. There used to be a gamma mining planet that was left.
we talking gamma as the element, like we think, like radiation.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but the good stuff, the Hulk stuff, the green gamma. So they eat that, they poop it, and they make it into fuel for all the ships. So it's free fuel for anyone that stops in.
Oh, unlike today's world, yeah.
Yeah.
It's still kind of fossil fuel, but like it's poop.
Yeah. So I got
Okay.
a poop crew and everything, and yeah,
Damn.
it's crazy.
Wentzillah
Yeah.
deep in shit.
Deep in shit.
Deep in shit.
And dino milking, which you might not think is possible, but
Dino milking.
Yeah, right? Because they're dinosaurs. They can't be milked. But Dominus Rex, she had so many different, she was made with like a cocktail of things. So we're going to milk her. So
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Add like
it's like super milk.
Yeah, there you go.
You know?
Something like what was his name? Homelander would.
Yeah, he would love that
He
stuff.
would love that
Yeah.
stuff. He's suckling on a T-Rex.
That's his jam.
Definitely is his jam. That was the bull. So let's say if somebody wanted to get into this type of art that you do, what do you recommend being a starting point?
I would say anywhere. You could just go buy something. Just go grab a figure or
Buy
anything.
a figure.
Yeah.
Okay.
See what you like to do with it. I mean, look at
Even a trash figure, as you say, like a garbage figure.
Yeah, who cares?
Okay.
Yeah, some of the best figures I have are like used figures, like
Right.
that someone else played with and had a life with. So
Yeah.
that's some of the coolest stuff to get. Like especially with like the ships. I know yours are all in boxes. I like the ones that are like a little bit banged up and people have played with.
Yeah.
Because it just means a little more to me, and they're cheaper, way cheaper. So
There's a reason why some of those are still in the box
yeah,
now.
I
At
know,
this point.
I know.
At this point, yes.
Yep. So yeah, you just start anywhere. Just start.
Okay, so then here's a big piece that goes with that. What type of paint do you use for this?
Oh, that also is up to the person who's doing it.
I mean, I ask because like, do you want something that clearly isn't going to run or is going
Right,
to stick
I
and not
prefer-
tacky? Is it
what
like acrylic or like what?
Yeah, always acrylic for me.
Always acrylic. Okay,
A lot of people can airbrush really well.
that's
do that
a whole
if you
other
can do
ball
that.
game though, because you got
Yeah.
that's a whole setup and
Yeah, if you can do that, a lot of people do it. Do it.
yeah, I'd rather just hand paint.
Yeah, hand painting is also fun. I use, like you said, all acrylic. For a while there, I was using Tamiya, which is an
Wasn't that
alcohol
like a
based.
TV show?
Maybe.
Tia and tomorrow.
No, you can say Tamiya. I call
Tomato,
it Tamiya.
tomato.
Yeah, it was like a model paint, but it was
Okay.
alcohol based. I didn't love it, but it had certain colors at that time that were, you can see in some of my videos where that was what I was going with at that time. But I am a mostly Citadel person. I love the corrosion that they come with and stuff, and then usually like anything from
Yeah,
Walmart.
you love that. You still love the weather work. Look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do, but I also do stuff that isn't completely
Yeah,
weathered.
for
So
sure, for
yeah.
sure.
But yeah, I would say Citadel is my main go-to, and then just anything from Walmart, because sometimes you can't get certain colors. So it's good to have a wet palette, any type of palette where you can mix colors. So
Okay.
a lot of the miniature guys, well, you know, because you probably watch them, they're really good at painting. So
Yeah,
it's a good place to start is to watch them.
I've got a couple of friends that are also miniature painters, and I'm gonna get them on here at some point as well too.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah, brush wizard guy like is in on some of the industry stuff, and he does some crazy work as well too. And you're talking small like
Yeah,
that
and
point.
when they come to our scale, forget about it, man.
Yeah?
They crush it.
Yeah. I was wondering. That's what I was kind of wondering.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. They make it's different. It's different.
Yeah.
There's different levels to this
And
game.
I believe, and that's where my start is
Yeah.
minis and stuff like that. I love painting minis, but I really want to get into the side of it. And you've known this for a couple years, and like you're sensei over here, so just trying to. I'll be your apprentice, Dad. But
I'm not being humble. I learn stuff all the time.
you are still learning.
Yeah.
And any specific brushes, or is that also?
No, I think
nothing?
anything, whatever feels good to you.
Okay.
I've followed people and watched people paint that use huge brushes and do crazy tiny work. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but they like the way I do a lot of dry brush like that. With Doom, Infamous, Iron Man, which in my video I say Invincible 3 times. But I just put Infamous over it because I'm still not great at videos after 4,000 videos. So yeah, but I use like a dry brush on him. So he was all black at one time. Like I painted him all black, and then I like to go through with a dry brush.
Cool.
It's a lot easier to get like inside of those lines with the black instead of having to put a wash on it, which I also do that too.
Okay.
But yeah,
that's a whole lot to unpack. And man, like well. I think that's a good spot. Let's actually. I want to showcase some of his work here. So I'm gonna switch over here real quick, guys, to the newly loot cam. Let's see if this is working. All right. So you got some air. You can kind of see here. If you want to reference over here the camera, if you want to careful, he likes to fall. So this here is the custom that Went made for me. This is the Punisher War Machine, and you can you can kind of see there.
Yeah, we went on the.
You want to bring it up a little bit more too. I know.
Hit the mic. I want to mess things up.
There, you're looking. You can move it with you. You can see focus a little bit.
There we go.
You took you did like your weathering. I don't know if you can really see it. Yeah, it's trying to focus in there too. Watch it, guys. This is a whole new thing we're doing here. I'm gonna get a brand new.
Hey, we're working on this.
We're working on this. This show is always gonna be a work in progress. Everything with me is chaos.
If you're coming for perfection, you're at the wrong
spot. So
yeah,
kind of rotate them around. So talk a little bit about this figure and how you came up with and what you did, because even the skull is unique too. It's got the fangs on it as well.
Yeah,
too.
this was I remember doing
and that's a mold piece, right?
Epoxy. Yeah, I did. Well, I just made it. But yeah, it was like a 2-part epoxy that I did for the chest. And the cannons, I believe, are off like something from, oh man, like Family Dollar had some type of like little robot, and I took the cannons off of him and put some Fireflex effects in it, and we just did a full paint job on it. I believe this is the Endgame suit. I believe the Iron Patriot.
Yeah, I think it was actually.
Because I liked the way that his helmet looked more aggressive.
Yeah.
So that's why we went with that. But yeah, it has like the flame and the stuff coming out the back. Probably should have been smoke, not so much flame. But that was then. This is now.
But it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's one of my favorite figs in my collection.
Yeah, it was like a Transformer type of thing that we added the stuff on from. But yeah, so that was.
You guys hear him okay when he's moving around like that? The sound still sound okay, hopefully.
And then
just trying to help. I know we're all new at this.
And then this is just a McFarlane custom. This is McFarlane. No, this is McFarlane, and I used the 3-pack. There was a 3-pack with Batman, Clayface, and also Batwoman, and used the actual figure from him. They also have a McFarlane that comes out, Batman that comes out with this head sculpt, and I just repainted the head sculpt. You can't see it great, but it's all on my Instagram, and just did the full custom on it. There's a whole breakdown of all the stuff, but the main buck, like the body that I used, is from that 3-pack.
So so you're just pulling stuff apart, and is that using like heat, boiling? Like how does that work?
This was mostly boil, because this upper torso body is from Liu Kang, from the Mortal Kombat McFarlane.
Right.
So like I'm saying, McFarlane stuff is very interchangeable.
And that's a big piece of it too. Then.
Yeah, and that's awesome. The biggest part. Yeah,
okay.
So it was like 3 figures into one.
Nice.
And then most recent was Mr. Doom.
Yeah, and I love how you got to posing's a big thing for you because you're a photography guy. But
it is.
This is a fucking gnarly figure. Now, do you put the wires in yourself for these capes or?
This cape is actually from GPS Lot. It's on eBay. They sell capes. I love their capes. And when it came to this, they do the chain work so well and the rivet.
Yeah,
this hood pops off completely.
That's cool.
So this actual head is the Doom head from the infamous Marvel Legend, and then the body is one of the bucks. There was like a $10 Iron Man at most of Ollie's and Ross's out there. And yeah, just went with the paint scheme. Like, what if Doom, when he becomes infamous Iron Man, what if he would take an old suit of Tony's and just use that instead of that chromed out green? So there is some green throughout on the knees and some of the stuff.
That's
but
really cool.
But yeah, I just really like GPS a lot. I do a lot of capes, but I love their capes. And if they're cheap enough, I'll grab them up. Like, they're not expensive for them. So you're taking like, $10 figure. I got the other figure from my buddy Fig Picks. And then, so I got that 2 figures. Like, you're looking at like $40, and you made yourself more of a premium figure for yourself. Yeah. Or if you go to sell them, whatever your thing is.
Right.
But yeah. So
now,
there's just a couple things that I brought.
Oh, that's so cool though. And would you say that, and I know no one's really in this. This is more of a hobby. You're not in this to make money. But like, would you say at this point, like, when you sell them, do you get back? Do you feel like you get back what you put into it? Do you feel like what
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. Someone asked me, because people do reach out, and they wanted the 118 version. His name's Rafa. He was the purple and black eagle. Looked a lot like a Tango Warrior that I did. He was 118 scale, and someone reached out, wanted that figure, and I gave him a price, and he was like, no. I was like, well, here are some other people who also paint Morphonauts' molds, his prints. I was like, here's some other people. So I gave him other people's stuff, because if I can't do it and you don't want to pay my price, then here's some other people out there that may do it cheaper. I don't know their prices. And he ended up going with someone. The guy killed it, and I ended up sharing it. Like, it looked really great. And he's like, wait, why are you sharing? Like, he was like kind of like confused. I was like, I sent the guy your way. He's like, no way. Like, the guy didn't even tell him. So I was like, yeah, I sent him your way. I said, you killed it, man. Like, he's like, oh, your color scheme's awesome. I was like, that's Bo's color scheme. I just painted it. Like, but Bo has it, Morphonauts, he has it all figured out. So yeah, that was something cool. And that's like that unique community thing. Yeah, like, I can't really do it. To kind of hear that. I could have just said to that guy, you know what, screw off. I don't want to help you out. But I was like, hey, that's fine. You can't afford my price. Perfectly fine. Here's a guy that you might, I don't know even what his prices were. I was like, but reach out to them. Maybe they're higher and you might come back to me too. So, but obviously he was cheaper. So that was, worked out, because that guy wasn't looking to get paid by the hour. But I'm like, I want $10 an hour in a paint job. I'm just going to say $100, because, and then you got the figure cost and you got shipping. So I just went, it's going to take me at least, for me, and I might be slower than some people when it comes to paint. I know I am, but it might be 12 to 14 hours. So, I want at least $100 for that.
I get it.
If I'm doing it for you. But also, I didn't put this up for sale. I didn't ask you to buy this. You're coming to me, asking me to do this for you. So
I think that's a fair perspective.
That's what I thought. But a lot of people think that's crazy price. It's going to be like $170 by the time you get it over to wherever the hell he lived.
Yeah, but when you're paying like $25, $30 for shitty molds of 6-inch black series anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're paying like premium figures with a lot of bendability and stuff like that. Even them, like, they're not perfect. You like SH Figure Arts, $80, $90. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it really depends on how you look at it. And not only that, it's a one of a kind.
Right. And I'll probably make a YouTube video about it.
Right. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like,
not that matters, but that is a cool little.
It's wild to hear that. So
yeah.
But I did get a question out here real quick. Have you ever done sports characters at all? Or do you do that at all? Or would you?
No, but I saw a really cool Hutchinson McFarlane's putting out for the Lions.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, but it's a statue. About that. Yeah. But it'd be cool to take those parts and make it into a figure somehow. I don't know if I can do it, but it'd be cool to mess around with it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that'd be kind of cool to see that if you did as well too. And
but I
remember if you could. The Tricky out here, his kids play soccer, so he's like, man, could he do like a soccer figure or anything like that? So it doesn't sound like Wentzillah could, but is there somebody maybe you can kind of?
There's probably some out there, yeah. So for sure.
Maybe we talk about that trick. Maybe he can point you in a direction, or something like that as well.
Yeah,
too, so.
I wouldn't particularly be interested. I have to be like into it to do it. You know what I mean? Like when you and I were talking about War Machine, I was like, dude, I'd love to do that. Like it was more me than you. You're like, I'm excited about this. I'm like, you know what I could do? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I have to be excited about it to do it, or it has to be part of my world. I know that sounds kind of selfish, but I want to put my energy into it properly.
Well, yeah, I think that's fair, because like if you want to make a good product, you got to like the product you're also.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense,
yeah, you have to be passionate about what you're trying to sell. Man.
Right on,
like,
trick. Maybe
I think that's a cool idea though. Like, and there's tons of people out there. There's tons of people that can do it.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'll leave this camera up for a minute. Do you want to do a quick unboxing?
Sure. Yeah. Well, Tone hates unboxing, so I figured.
Oh,
let's do an
yes.
unboxing.
Oh, so is it by
wait.
design? Okay.
All right, so
Yeah,
this
make
is
sure it's
the.
in the even spot.
Here
best
we
you can
go.
here. Yeah.
You guys know these
Right.
from Ahsoka. You're gonna get 4. You're not gonna get the 30 that are on the front cover there, obviously. But this is from Hasbro. These are about around the $50 mark, and these really cool boxes that they've been using the past couple of years. And
I saw this pack go up, but I don't dive into 3.75. So I mean, I did, but
I don't know if I should mute my mic while I do this, but
we're real around. It's all about chaos.
all right,
Man, that
right.
looks cool.
So we got one of these guys. Would you call them zombies, troopers?
I mean, they don't kind of dark. They kind of think dark. Like, yeah. Let me play with them for a minute here.
I don't know where their weapons are. Did I miss a weapon? Oh,
Oh,
there's
you
a gun.
probably
There's
the
a gun.
cat's gonna eat them. No, it's fine.
There's a
Oh,
gun.
looks like the arm and hands turn around. So let me fix that here as well too.
Hey, you have that stuff, man. Look at they give you a box and
By
don't
the
put
way,
your junk in it.
The Ahsoka show wasn't perfect, but man, there's some things I can critique about it, but overall, it was a really fun show to watch. I still enjoyed a lot of it. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah, man. I thought it was
I
great.
made a whole Sabine. Sabine Wren. I made her whole like outpost bedroom area
That's
in Amrak
gnarly.
spot. It's pretty wild.
That's cool. That's
Because
cool.
I like the show so much, and I thought her character was really cool and fun.
I can't again.
See,
Before over.
it's all right. And
Yeah,
then what's the
yeah.
main guy's? I forgot his name. but
Enoch.
Enoch. So
The guy that played him actually was a main actor in Expanse, which was a great show.
Really?
On Amazon if you're watching.
yeah.
it.
So if you ever look, I don't do reviews, obviously, but I just like to show stuff off a lot. But there's I know
Make sure they're bendy.
Tone is hating all of
Oh,
this.
This is
So-
so no, it's yours. I don't
Yeah,
give
I
a
like to
shit.
check. I like to check all the range and like how they would move and stuff.
No, you're fine. I'm here to help you.
Was I too close? I don't know what I'm doing.
No, I'm just
Anyway.
Sure pick you up.
But yeah, I think they're these are pretty cool.
Yeah, bring them up a little bit more. I know.
I'm trying.
I'm
I just don't
gonna.
wanna
I know, and I'm gonna look into. There we go.
bring them all the way up.
There you go. Yeah, look at
This
them.
is so bad. I'm
I
so
know,
bad at
I
this.
know. Well, I'm also new. This is the first time I'm trying this out, so.
But yeah,
But I'll get a bigger.
all the
That's
moving
cool.
parts.
Yeah,
He moves
so
well.
A 4-pack of
These
what are they
guys.
called? Are they called Death Troop? What does it say on
I
there?
don't know what they're called.
They're-
It's,
Dark or Death?
Captain Enoch and Thrawn's Night Troopers.
Night Troopers. That's what it is. Yeah, no, these guys were gnarly.
His gun must be the special gold one.
Oh yeah, I'd
It's
imagine.
got some gold little pieces on it. But yeah, all the other guns look to be the same. But yeah, so that's the mess
Cool.
I wanted to make on Tones. It Tones set
Thank
the
you.
tone.
Thank you for messing up
welcome.
everything for me as well too.
Yeah, no problem, man.
No, I don't have
just-
anything. No, it's not like I don't. Oh,
I
awesome.
also I also brought
Yeah, would you please? I'm. This is one of the ones I'm excited about now.
this
When
is the last thing, guys. I
yeah, but
promise.
holy shit! Look
So,
at this.
This guy is Mr. Raxy, and I don't know if we don't have to do an overhead view on this guy. He's so big, like a crush. No. So yeah, this is him. This is Mr. Rexy. As you know, oh, that was really close to the mic. As you know, Rexy's my favorite, and yeah, this is one of the Rexes in Amrak spot.
And what is this figure line from?
This is Mattel's big ones where you can put the figure in, and then they drop out
They
the
poop it.
belly. Yeah, but yeah, that's what it is, man. And they're exactly. I think that they are more in scale with 3.75 than most people might think.
I think
People
they are.
think they're too big. Let me just get this guy out of the dang way, and then yeah, I think that they're perfectly scaled. So if you got a guy this
Yeah.
big, that's how big T-Rex would probably be. But I do like the Hammond collection a lot. A lot of people say that is the scale, and I think that they're all the scale.
Man, and I want to first of all thank him for this gift here that he's giving me today with this sweet T-Rex.
No, because
with
you're not
the
doing
robot-
dinosaurs. So.
With the robot, I am now. I love
yeah,
dinosaurs.
and I got this from my good. You can't see me. I got this from my good buddy Josh Moyer, Gorilla Customs. He was moving out of town. He's like, I'm not taking this guy with me. He's way too large. You know, it's a lot when you're taking everything
it's
back
true.
when you're driving across country. So he left it with me. He had no arm. I got this arm off of man, what's the name of it? They sell them at Dollar General. Their line, their little toy line that they have. Little toy line. It's a really cool toy line. Chatmay, and they have one of their mechs, and this arm actually came off of that mech. So
Yeah, it's got a saw on it. That's so cool. And I told you it reminded me as a kid, Dino Riders.
Yes, which I do have some Dino Riders in
Dude,
Amrak spot.
That's
so,
fucking sweet.
yeah.
But thank you for the gift. That's great. So I'm really, excited. So I got something to show off really quick as well too. I picked
what
up.
did you get this week, Tone? I'm used to doing that. I'm not used to answering questions, guys. So
I'm not. I know. Now I'm not going to open it right now because we got a little chaos going on here. But I did go to Koi's Comics yesterday. I had to get some of my books from them, and I had some store credit. I've been saving up and working for this, and I finally was able to get. I don't think there's many of these left. A massive Grimlock statue.
It's insane.
Yeah, he's got 2 heads as well too. One with the open mouth, one not.
No, that's
cool.
cool.
It's got that it's got the black outline, so it looks like from the cartoon exactly. Like he's directly from the cartoon. So he's gonna be a massive statue. This is gonna be one of the new centerpieces for part of the collection as well too. So I'm really excited about.
So you do
him.
Dinosaurs.
Well, Grimlock's my favorite Autobot.
Oh, hey, all right.
It's what is he?
He's a Dinobot commander.
And I love Godzilla. Where do you think that love came from?
Dinobots?
Dinosaurs, but yes.
Yeah.
I also have a Wheeljack in there because Wheeljack, as you know, is the one that brought these guys back to life.
Okay.
Autobots. So that's why he's in there with Grimlock in the Masterpiece set. So,
nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to be a paleontologist as a kid, man.
Did you really?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Maybe
no.
we talked about that. Yeah, I was.
We
obsessed.
probably have talked about it.
I was obsessed with dinosaurs.
Me too. Hey, my buddy Famine also is very obsessed with dinosaurs. Yeah, you're gonna meet him. We're gonna just talk about dinosaurs.
We're just gonna talk about. Maybe we should just maybe at the wedding or the reception, we just sit around with a bunch of drinks and just play with dinosaur toys.
That sounds like a good time.
Okay, I'm in.
I think the T-Rex is gonna kill everything though. He's got this chainsaw arm.
Maybe that T-Rex would if he was me, Grimlock.
But Dominus is the same size, and that's the one we're gonna be milking. So I built a Dino Dairy.
That's the one we're gonna be milking.
Yeah. So
like how you just casually throw that out there.
There's a Dino Dairy that is gonna hold or house this size of a dinosaur.
It's great.
What? You want to know who's running it? So
I want to milk a dinosaur.
The Death Troopers, is that their name? The Black Troopers from Rogue One.
Yeah, those are some of the coolest that Star Wars ever put out.
Are the ones that run the place.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure you saw it where I did like a little thing. Yeah, I've been showing little things here and there because it's not done yet. Just gotta finish up some signage and then we're good to go.
Yeah, I try when I'm on Instagram. Your content's one of the first ones I try to make sure
No,
I mean. You know what I mean? I love it. So
I'm the only person on there.
So we're gonna right. So that all being said, so as far as like a lot of what you do, this is all your bread and butter. This is
I could do this for hours. Guys,
I know,
so I'm so
and
sorry.
listen, and he only lives like 20-some minutes away at worst at this point. So unless depending on the bridges, I guess, of course. But R.I.P. those. But you will see him more consistently around here as well too. We've been wanting to do this for years, be able to get together once in a while and do this sort of stuff. So eventually, and this is where I'm going to get into it now. I want to start doing this as well. As you know, years ago, I wanted to start doing figure art. You know, I wanted to start like because originally I think there was a Captain America he even gave me. He said, "Start here, start painting here." I don't remember, but something. Maybe, I don't know. It's been long, right? But I want to paint live here on the channel. I know I want to get a 3D printer at some point. I want to do some minis. I've got one I've been targeting as well too. But I also really want to get into 6-inch figure art. I do want to do 6-inch figure art. I think that size 6 to 7 inch is where I really want to be. But is that something that you would mind helping me get going? Even
Absolutely.
If we were here? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You already know the answer.
All right. Cool. I appreciate that. So
that'd be fun, man.
Good. And then so. Kind of timed. I mean, it's been a long. This has been great. This is why I know.
I figured it'd be 5 hours. So.
Yeah, we could probably go much as we both talk.
And we will off air.
Yeah, we will. Would you say, and you kind of alluded to it, and I'm assuming so, but this is for everybody still kind of getting to know you. Would you say Power Rangers is still your favorite fandom?
I think so. Yeah, I think a lot of my everything comes from Power Rangers, and dinosaurs because dinosaurs were in Power Rangers. So anytime there's a Power Rangers season with dinos, I'm in.
Right.
100 Dino Charge, I was in. Yeah. Like everything, I want to be a part of it. So, probably not now since Power Rangers is currently over. We'll see what happens. It's happened before.
Yeah.
So it's kind of their thing. They go away and come back. Well, not go away, but people say it's over. Then then
they figure out a way to kind of come back around.
I think it's too big to die.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. And it's one of those things that it's just like Transformers. Transformers reboots itself every other couple years or seasons.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Hasbro.
Okay.
I'm just saying, Hasbro Transformers, Hasbro's Power Rangers.
That's true. I forget that they've got them now.
Yeah, so excited when Hasbro got the Power Rangers. Not only the toy line, but when the toy line was available, Hasbro was like, hey, we want to buy all of Power Rangers. So they did the deal. They got all of Power Rangers. Like, these are going to be the best Megazords we have ever seen in my life. And then that's what happened.
Yeah.
If you do Transformers, your Megazords, well, they're not the same house. They're not the same people making them.
It's a whole different. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
You would think it would match up a little bit better. I know because we were all really excited that they were going to take over of it.
Yeah.
And it just never. Like the figures have been pretty good.
The Lightning Collection is great.
Lightning Collection has been good. I got a few of those as well too. And then before when they had it, what line was that? I got a bunch of those as well too.
Bandai.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those. And I got like that's how the Dragon Dagger. I've got the Saba. I've got the white and green
Tigerzord and Dragon Zord.
So because as much as I like dinosaurs, the first time I saw a Godzilla like mech come out of the water as a child, I freaked out. Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah. So but yeah, you alluded to it in the discussion earlier too as well. But you used to cosplay, and cosplay was off Power Rangers, right?
Yeah. That's all I mainly did for cosplay suit acting was Power Rangers. So yeah, that was very heavy into that. And most of that was all Dinos related. If not Draken. So if it wasn't Lord Draken, it was something in the Dino.
Which is a big deal that you say Draken. Why?
Oh, because JDF?
Well, because I thought when you did your Draken, weren't you like one of the first to
Yeah, there was only 3 of us at the time. Chris Cantata, I always say his name wrong. Chris has a huge YouTube channel, so go check him out. He's always doing stuff. Cantata Force, right? I always say it wrong. Anyway, yeah, he was one of the first. Patrick Sky and myself were like one of the first 3. I was the first to do a Samurai Lord Draken at Denver Comic Con. We were working with Boom Studio at the time, who writes the Lord Draken, the Shattered Grid, and all the Ranger stuff that's geared towards us now. So yeah,
cool.
So when we did the Denver show, I was wearing the suit of the Chase comic, the cover, the Denver Comic Con cover of the comic. For that issue was the Samurai Lord Draken.
How much did people shit their pants?
It was fun. It was crazy. Like I felt like I was important, but without the mask, people were like, "What? Put it on. Put the helmet on."
Yeah. What are you doing, dummy?
Like, oh yeah, you're not here to see me at all. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Like
Master Chief.
Yeah. Whatever. No. Whatever. I love Pablo. Is that his name, Pablo?
I like him too.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Until the show.
Well, maybe you should give it another try.
No.
What if you were like, hey, I want to go to sleep. I'm gonna put something on to go to sleep. Put season 2 on. What if it catches you?
No,
and you're
like, what I'll do is I'll drive over to your house and I'll put you to sleep for liking that shit. So how did the cosplaying started? Like, how did you get down that line? That's talk about time consuming and balance in life. Cos is no joke.
Yeah, I was still doing toys too during that. So when I was doing the a lot of the prop making I saw the prop, bought the props. I was like, hey, I can make some props. I started talking to some people that could do props. I was like, I really love this stuff. So I started doing custom morphers. And then as you saw, they have like these legendary morphers and stuff. We were doing that like 10 years ago. Dozer Studios, all these guys were making coins for them. Click Clash, I believe is their name. Starlight Studios on eBay. They always sold coins that were made for it. Like they weren't junk coins, they were real coins. And we were making all these morphers and stuff. And that's where my love for everything started, like right then. And then that kind of spun into me doing, like I said, the Ranger store. And I saw there's a guy in there who was taking a lot of heat because he's a gay cosplayer. And people were talking crap saying, I don't agree with your lifestyle, this and that and the other. And I was like, that's not okay.
We don't do the intolerance shit around here.
We don't tolerate
we don't do that shit. No.
So
don't tolerate intolerance.
I started talking to him, and then we just clicked, like you and I, like we just linked up, and then I was doing cosplay with him, Muscle Geek Physique, and then since that, like we just went on and we took over cosplay for a couple of years there.
Damn.
Yeah, so where everyone was following our blueprint, kind of like what we were, but I'm saying it was pedal on the gas all the time.
Yeah.
Like we were in the gym.
I do remember you saying that.
All the time. I was always promoting, I was always pushing it. So it was a big ordeal. But then, you're getting stuff, you're getting paid to go places. If not paid, things were paid for it. Like your room, your suits, Anarchy. We're working with Anarchy.
Blanco Dan Mora out here.
The what?
Dan Mora.
Yes, hell yeah. Yeah, the artist. Yeah, he's one of the artists from the... He what?
He's just... in the chat, somebody said Dan Mora. So.
Yeah, is awesome. Yeah, amazing. Follow him. Yeah, he's just a crazy job on the comics. And he did all of Shattered Grid, I believe. And with Kyle, I always forget Kyle's last name, who I ended up meeting, who also does Nightwing. Why don't I remember Kyle's last name? Anyway, yeah, he did all the show. He created Lord Draken. Kyle Higgins. Sorry, he created Lord Draken.
So fucking cool.
It's a lot of stuff, guys. I could do this all day. But yeah, so that's what got me into cosplay, was meeting James from Muscle Geek Physique.
Nice.
He brought me in, and I became like the number 2 within a year, like, of just him and I always talking. And then it just, but yeah, I got to go to Philly, like I said, Denver, a lot of trips to Texas,
cons,
LA,
Texas got
New
a lot of
York
cons,
Comic Con. We did a panel at.
Oh shit, I remember that now.
Yeah, and I was Yellow Ranger because there was no other Rangers left in the group unless I wanted to do. Well, I couldn't do pink. Taylor was doing pink. Your best bud, Tay Tay, and
Tay.
So I was like, I'll do yellow because in the Sentai,
in the OG Sentai, was a man, right?
And his name was Boy. Yeah. So and then I ended up liking that guy so much. He came back to do another season. He came out to play another character in another season 20 years later. Happened to be almost around the same time, like Ninja Steel for us, whatever it was for them. I always forget. So just doing the Yellow Ranger was my first like real cosplay. So
crazy. It's
crazy. I was a big Yellow Ranger.
Why,
so.
Right. What made you stop doing the cosplaying?
Pandemic, pretty much.
Killed it all.
Yeah, and my last cosplay I ever did was Overwatch, Soldier 76. I did my own spin on it, and we usually, like, when we did stuff that wasn't Rangers, it would be on our off day, like a Sunday or something. We would do it, or if like C2E2 had like 1 year Mortal Kombat, then we did Mortal Kombat for the con.
Where were you at Mortal Kombat?
I was one time I was Smoke, my version of Smoke.
Fucking sweet.
Like, and like when I say my version, it has to be like accurate. It isn't like, which there's no problem with this, but we go to certain makers and get stuff made by certain people because that pays for our trip and or our suits that we're wearing. It wasn't like duct tape stuff. You know what I mean?
Right, no.
Like, it was real.
You work
like,
with a professional, like...
the stuff that you'd see on screen. It's screen accurate, yet the Mortal Kombat stuff wasn't accurate because I had dreads and everything else as Smoke. So I had the Smoke, like, mask, but I also had gray and white and black dreads because I thought dreads would be a cool touch. But then it's like, now I got to be a Power Ranger. I had to pull all that stuff out and put on a helmet because those don't fit under a Gold Ranger helmet. So it's like, there's a lot of that. So, yeah. But the last thing I ever did was the Soldier 76, which was very much accurate, but my own spin on it. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. But that was the last thing I did. Damn. But yeah, it was like 2020, around that time. Yeah, right,
like that. That
it was like March of 2020.
Right before, right before it all really kicked off. Okay.
Yeah. So then after that, I was like, man, and then to stay in that shape, I have to work out like cardio every single day. So I know you had Rohit on here. I know he works out nonstop, so it's like, yeah, he's probably like, what? We're in the middle of a
right. Yeah, you didn't know he had like a bicycle thing under his feet down here. We're talking right.
Such a good guy, but yeah, I'm sure he works out all the time.
Right,
and when you get older, you have to, otherwise, I can't put this in spandex.
I mean, see, I go the opposite route.
You can, but when JDF said, I want people, when they meet me, to meet someone who looks and feels like a superhero, like that stuck with me. So I'm in the gym. I'm like, I could be a samurai Lord Draken. Oh, Jesus. So I'm like running. Running this shit off because I want to be down to like, I'm normally like a 225, 235. I was down at 205, you know what I mean? And it was a different style of working out because my whole life with football, you're always building and getting bigger and bigger and stronger and strength and bigger. Well, this stuff was like a lot more toning, floor exercising, stuff like that.
You like the keg style.
Yeah, so there's a lot of tone, a
lot of it inside of him.
Oh God, so much tone in me. And then toner. There's a lot of different working out that actually I enjoyed more than getting bigger and stronger and whatever. Yeah. So
a little breezier.
I don't know if it's easier.
Breezier. Breezier, like more wind or something. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it was a lot more running, which I hate. Right. I hate running. Right. So it was a lot more of cardio.
My knee is crying. You saying that out loud. If you could cosplay again and decide to go down that route, is there a fandom you might choose differently?
501st, baby.
Okay, that's the right answer.
If I could retire and do one thing, I would be a shore trooper squad leader. The dudes with the capes, like the half capes, skirts.
The shore trooper's got that sweet helmet you see as well, too. I know 4 people from the 501st, and one of them is a judge.
I know. I know.
Just throwing it out there.
Yep.
So Iron Man.
Yes.
Would you ever cause as Iron Man?
No, I did the Bull. I don't know if you remember that big Bull Super Sentai I did a few years. It was like one of the last ones I did. Ushi Sentai, yeah. So it's a big Bull that I did. His origin in the Super Sentai world in Japan was he was a robotic bull that was a wrestling champion. So when he morphed, you can imagine what he looked like. He's a big robot, like in gear. So that was as close as I got to anything Iron Man, and I couldn't walk. So comfort's a big thing for me. And you got to pose and stuff, and you got to be in that stuff for sometimes 6 to 7, 8 hours. So. Right. And you got to walk from places to places sometimes.
Also true. Yeah. Also true. A lot of walking.
You don't want to ruin that stuff either. And how much money you're spending on some of this stuff. Like if you're doing like a Green Ranger, full shield, full everything, you're looking at anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000. So you don't want to I don't know how to explain it. You don't want to ruin it. And with my big ass, I'm going to ruin something. So yeah, it was a lot of,
Okay. Now
you have to be conscious of a lot of the stuff.
That's fair, and the reason I ask, I know because that's what I want to get to and ask is too. Is Iron Man still your is Iron Man a favorite comic book hero? Like how is he or how does he fit into? Because I know you're a big fan, but
for me, Iron Man is
Iron Man is a jam for everything for you.
Yeah. Okay. Anything Iron Man, I like it. Everyone's like Robert Downey, he's gonna be Doom. I happen to be doing this custom. It was
I was wondering about that.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn.
And you'll see, I'm putting out a YouTube video. It's done. I just gotta upload it to YouTube. And actually, I'm in the video. Like, I already had this cape for this character, and now I could have gotten it by now, right? Yeah. Because from GPS Live. But at the time when I shot the first part, that was like 2 weeks ago, because I take forever to do videos. And I was like, hey, this was number 2 on my list. I bumped it up to number 1 because I know he may not be infamous Iron Man. Like, they might not go that route with the story, but this is kind of crazy that I was already working on that, and then that came out. But yeah, Iron Man's everything. Also, Batman, Ant-Man. Those are my 3 top.
Okay.
And if you notice with those 3, none of them have superpowers, but they have really crazy good stories. So, like Ant-Man in the comics, like I love Paul Rudd. But the Ant-Man in the comics is such a badass. Like he's so cool.
Yeah.
But Paul Rudd made him what they needed to have on TV,
especially and how it fits in the MCU.
Yeah,
and Paul Rudd's just goofy and charming,
but he can be that bad guy too.
I mean, if you can see, but then you got was it Kirk Douglas or no Michael Douglas?
Yes,
Michael Douglas.
Yeah,
I'm a big Michael Douglas guy. So like if you rewind, think if you got Hank Pym. Like they could almost go back and do him and you can still enjoy the Lang version, but think how much of a badass Michael Douglas is.
That was a story.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole because I could do it with Quantumania. I know not everybody likes Quantumania. There's a lot of flaws in it. There's a lot of good in it as well too. My favorite part of Quantumania was Hank's story. I want more of what was going on with those because the ants evolving over time and doing all that stuff. He shows up like a badass and he's control. I feel like it's just such a fucking blow by in that movie, and I'm like, I want all of that. I want to know what's going.
I get that a lot with Marvel. Was I supposed to feel a certain way there? I didn't have enough time to feel how I'm supposed to feel.
But I hooked onto it right away. I latched on. I'm like, and when that's going on, I'm looking right around. I'm like. Whoa, can we talk more about all this? Can he so I get it. And no,
and I like Scott's story in the comic because I don't know if you've ever read anybody watching.
I really haven't a whole lot.
It's a really good story. It's worth the watch. He's just he's got addiction issues like all of us have, and he is a thief, and it's very cool. And I think that Paul Rudd does do a good job where you can see where that guy had it. He plays a character really well. I don't think he did it justice. It wasn't
in the MCU
comic
way, I guess. Because Paul Rudd.
But that's kind of like when you watch something like Halo and they bring that to TV. It's going to be different,
Yeah, you can make. I think that's fair. I think you can make minor
this is how
judgments
we play, okay?
Involves in media. But when you literally disrespect a character by making it no longer the character, then it's no longer Halo. It's no longer Halo.
All right,
it's not Halo.
Well, neither was District 9, so
it's not. They got all the props though.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, we just talked about it last night.
Great movie, by the way.
It is an awesome movie.
It's a great movie. Great movie.
We want figures for it.
God, I was just thinking about that because that actor was actually in. I can't think of the main actor's name right now offhand.
He was in something Marvel. Jessica Jones, right?
The
bad guy.
No, well, maybe
He was, yeah.
Maybe was he? Okay, I don't
Maybe.
remember that part. But
Maybe not.
I've been watching the last season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and he's got a part in that randomly.
Okay.
And I was like, oh fuck, District 9.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
shit. And he was also Murdoch in the not as bad as it could be 18 film.
yeah.
I actually enjoyed a lot of that. For
I
being a
love that.
popcorn flick.
I loved it.
Kind of liked it. So,
yeah.
let me ask this. So,
We do movies all day.
how do you feel about KFC mashed potatoes?
Wow, you did talk to Taylor. Crazy.
Kind of romantic. Are they romantic? You think?
I personally don't enjoy them at all.
You don't
so,
enjoy them.
no.
Okay.
But I do know a lady, my fiance / gonna be my wife.
Who?
She,
Your who?
Taylor,
No, your
my
who?
wife. My wife.
How do you say it around? You know how we say it around here?
What, wifey? No. What?
My wife.
My wife?
Say
Like
it.
that?
Borat. Come on.
Oh, no.
Do it. Come on, one more
I'm
time.
not a Borat fan.
That's not
I
my
know.
problem. So go ahead and do it.
You can
my
do
wife.
it. Anyway,
All right.
mashed potatoes. She loves KFC mashed potatoes.
Oh, is she? Oh, so that's where it stems from.
Yeah.
And so she got some mashed potatoes, and what was in those mashed potatoes?
Yeah, so like she was like, "Oh man, you are like." She never thought that we would. I always told her how much I was like, "Getting married is dumb," like this and that.
So you were pretty
Totally-
anti that, right?
Yeah, and my mom, who owns a bridal shop, it's funny, right? Because I'm like,
that is very
I'm
ironic.
not anti-marriage. I just didn't know. For me,
You have commitment issues.
No, it's not commitment. I could live
Okay.
with Taylor for the rest of my life. I just
Okay.
didn't know. For me, and I think it was just young-minded stuff. It's like I just didn't know where that was for me. I guess in the sense of what's the difference? Like we're together anyway. We live together. This house is ours.
Is it
like
necessary? You're saying like to spend the money, do this whole thing.
to do the whole thing,
Right.
Like, and I was like, let's go to the courthouse. But she never thought that I would ever propose because that was my. But a lot of that was me, kind of throwing a fake. You know what I mean? Like you know, I didn't want to. You know what I mean? Like it was a fake.
Are you
I was
sure?
kind of faking her out. Like
Were
at
you?
the end, because I
Okay.
knew what my intentions are. And then we pretty much talked about how we would plan, like you know, how things would be if we ever were to do that. So it wasn't like a crazy stretch, but she never thought I would propose. And yes, in the mashed potatoes that I got her on her birthday, I put in her engagement ring. So which was a Harry Potter ring from like somewhere in the UK, like someone like handcrafted, custom made it.
Shit,
Like,
you
it's
even
not
went extra?
expensive,
So
but
you are romantic after
but
all. Look at
she
this.
really loves Harry Potter, so I was like, I want
Right.
something that's Harry Potter for this. So, and on her birthday, so I don't forget the day that I proposed. There you go. Perfect.
Very smart. Duality.
Guy thoughts.
Okay.
Guy thoughts.
Was
So-
now was the ring in the mashed potatoes or was it like a box?
Yeah, I
in it?
thought she was gonna eat it. So.
Oh,
it's-
you serious?
I couldn't put the whole box in there. I put the whole damn ring in it. Yeah.
That's fucking
I was like,
good.
hey, come on, hang on. Like, wait, there's a. She's like, oh my god. So yeah, so we're definitely having mashed potatoes at the wedding. I think KFC mashed potatoes. We also have a food truck. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be.
I'm very
It's a
excited.
backyard wedding. It's not huge or anything, but it's gonna be fun.
Planning's going well.
Oh yeah. I don't.
You're
I don't
pretty
think
much.
any of it.
She's like, yeah, I can't trust this guy for shit, so I'll take care of it.
No, she
Is
doesn't.
she a
like the
reins
plan.
grabber too, or
Not really. No.
so?
Like,
How's this happened?
She's doing it.
buckled down, okay.
Yeah, she's doing it. Yeah.
Couldn't rely on you
It's
for
something she
nothing.
wants. Like you know, I forgot your thing. You just reminded me your invitation.
Oh yeah, you did. Oh yeah,
F,
yeah.
man.
And your big thing was to get us all wrangled around for tuxes. How's that been going?
It's going.
Enough
It's
you had to
going.
get her in chat and get involved, yeah.
Yep. I brought her in the chat because I can't get anything done.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Okay. So sounds like it. So how did you first meet her?
We met on at
Daytime.
work at a. We were on a manager. We were doing some type of training for management. So it was like being a leader, not a boss type of training.
Yeah.
So some of that junk, you know. But yeah, we met on that, and I was like, hey, you want to go to what's the name of the store that we went to? Oh, we ended up going to Barnes and Noble, and then also the restaurant that we used to have over by Barnes and Noble that's now gone. I forgot the name of that, but yeah, we went to the restaurant over there, and at the Monte Cristo.
Bennigan's.
Bennigan's, yes.
I was
That's my
Bennigan's guy.
favorite.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So we went to Hobby Lobby. That was our date. I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
"You want to go to Hobby Lobby with me?" I was like, "I need to go over there and get some paint and stuff. Like, do you want to go with me?"
Is
And
she
then
kind of nerdy too, like that, or
yeah, she is. Yeah, she's very big into books too. So she's very big into reading and
yeah.
very big imagination. I think when it comes
Cool.
to like books and stuff. So yeah, we did a date, and then that was it. We came back to my house, and no, I'm just kidding. We didn't do that, but I was like really passionate about my collection, and she was like, "I really like that part about you."
Yeah.
So toys got me the girl. So
In the end,
yeah,
check that. Check that. What's her birthday?
I believe it was at the end of March. We talked about.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
She's an Aries.
Yeah.
She's an Aries.
I
I
don't
hope she
remember the
watches
exact
this.
day
I
ever.
hope she watches this. Yeah, it sounds like, yeah.
I hate
she's
you,
also an
Tone.
Aries. So Sagittarius, Aries.
I want to say
I'm with an
28th or
Aries.
27th, but I know I'm wrong.
Sure you do.
I'm
Yeah,
wrong all the
that's cool.
time.
All
She
right, Tay-Tay.
knew.
I got him for you, Tay-Tay,
Yeah.
like we planned.
Was it 27th, 28th? Do you know? You don't even know. 26.
Hey, man, I'm not
28.
in any hook. That's all you.
I'll be 100% about the 26th, 27th, 28th in
That's
that area.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, is she... You're kind of extroverted. Is she more introverted?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. But a lot of Aries always think they're introverted, but they end up, when you get them around people, they're actually pretty extroverted.
But then, she at work, she's a leader. So,
right.
it's like, she runs the ship there. But then, like, at home, we both we don't really have, there's not one person.
Involved, yeah.
Yeah, we really don't do much. I mean, okay, she's planning more of this than I am, yes. But that was the whole thing when we started it.
When you guys were both leaders,
that was in the contract.
Were you guys even bosses, or was like one with higher power than the other?
Like at work?
Yeah.
Well, we worked at different places, so it was very different. But she's definitely was a step above where I am.
Okay.
Like I never made it to.
So she led you to the kisses. She was the leader. She was the boss of your kisses.
No, it was very different programs that we were in. But she runs the whole thing. So.
Damn.
That she has. So yeah.
Okay.
A lot of delegating. So, but I'm good with people.
Yeah.
Like really good with that part of it.
Sure.
And not so good with the paperwork part.
Right.
So, but
Like
if you want me
planning a
to
wedding.
advocate for someone who needs
You'll advocate
advocating,
for the wedding all day, except for bringing me my fucking invitation. But she's got to plan it, right?
So bad. I'm so dumb. I brought everything else.
So she must be really excited knowing that she's also getting to marry a former homecoming king too, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Wow. You did some digging. This guy. Yeah. Yep. I was a homecoming king. That's true.
Yeah. Senior year?
2004.
2004.
I know. When did you graduate? 85, 89? When did you graduate? 99?
All right, asshole. 98, prick. Only 4 or 5 years. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
former homecoming king even.
Yeah, it was really cool for a day. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Woo.
That looks good on a resume.
Yeah.
And if you're
Real
getting
good.
married, I assume. But
Well, I think it wasn't popularity. It was,
wasn't it all?
I talked to everybody.
Oh, so you advocated for yourself.
No, I mean, like, I was in every group, and a lot of my classes, because I'm so smart, was with the younger grades. So if I was a senior, I'd be in a 9th grade class.
Nice to them. They know you.
Hey,
Oh, that's who you know.
hey.
So were you like me then in high school? Because I always said I was somebody who went amongst the tribes. There was always like pocket groups. And
Yeah.
while my senior year, I hung out more with the people in my
Well, our
class.
schools weren't very big either.
No, I
So-
graduated 28 people in my
Yeah, mine's a
graduating
little
class.
bigger, but yeah.
But you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
I was somebody who went amongst the tribes. I was with I don't even know if these subclasses even work anymore. The preps,
Yeah.
the losers or whatever.
Yeah,
I
the
grew up early.
potheads, the this,
a lot,
the
yeah,
that.
the potheads and all those people. Guess what? I liked weed too, and I was
Yeah.
also I was
So
friends
I
and grew
liked
up
it
with some of
all,
these people.
right?
Yeah,
'Cause I was in football and show choir.
Right,
So pretty
right.
big.
everybody.
league.
Yeah. That
But
is-
there was enough of us where they didn't make a difference. Like I think the grades around me, like the older and younger grade around me, I think it was more of it wasn't as much of that, or as if there was, it wasn't the majority. The majority was just everybody doing everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why though, because I was with everyone. Like I talked to the tech people. You know what I mean?
you played the numbers. Awesome.
No, I didn't play the numbers.
Yeah,
like,
you did. Come on.
when I had people over and I had my friends over, they'd
Right.
be people from each pocket, I guess.
So you were the bridge.
I don't know. I don't think so. That's a
Sounds
lot.
like it.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah,
But
maybe,
yeah.
maybe just for me then. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, that's
most
where you
people.
were. You're the
I don't
bridge.
know. I don't know. I always felt like I kind of was. I still feel like I kind of am, but that's how. I mean, I kind of wondered when you started to say that. I'm like, man, it's kind of how I was in high school too. Like I just.
I didn't fit in. I guess I didn't fit into a group.
The one that
All
was
the
hard
way.
is like for us, because we were such a small school, and like when we like growing up for a kid, like if you were really nerdy and stuff like that, and like played video games and stuff like that, people were like, oh, those, it was something you still kind of hid.
Yeah.
We wore that on our sleeve, like my close friends and I. So it was
Yeah.
weird because some of those people were also some of the popular people that also happened to be nerdy, and maybe that was one of the nice things about growing up in a small rural area. For me, at least, was that because it wasn't so big, you didn't always have to deal with a lot of the
Right.
blowback of some of those things. But
No, that's true.
I guess maybe I'm thinking that now as we're talking about it, I'm like, I kind of wonder how that works. But so awesome. Well, I'm very thankful to I've been asked.
That's all
to
your
be in
hard questions that you got through.
I got a few more for you here.
Oh,
we're
boy.
gonna bring it home right now, but
Oh,
I
boy.
do really appreciate
Wait, he's doing the outro because he's gonna end on something really bad, guys.
Let's just
He's-
relax.
Oh,
Relax.
man, the heat.
Yeah, I like you sweating bullets though.
I am sweating.
No,
a
I
little.
do definitely appreciate being able to be in your wedding as well too.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
That's pretty cool to be able to do that. So I'm excited for you guys as well too. I'm looking forward to it. Like I couldn't put it in my calendar fast enough for the date. I'm like, I keep telling people like, well, somebody wants to do stuff in October. I'm like, I got a weekend. I'm
so smart that's the name of the group chat I made. Is the name of the date. The date is the group
and had
chat.
to have Tay get in there to help mediate.
Yep.
So, all right. So I got some random. So I always like to throw some questions here, kind of bring it home. They're pretty random. No, don't sweat to me bullets.
You've been digging.
I know.
I'm scared.
You're right.
Oh man.
Tricky knows I got a big shovel. I know you're a pro wrestling fan.
Yeah.
You are a pro wrestling fan. You don't talk about that a lot, but I know that I know
Very
you
much.
are. I want you to name right now your current favorite wrestler and your favorite wrestler growing up.
Currently, right now, my favorite. Oh man, I hate picking one.
That's
I had
fine.
to pick one.
You have to pick one though. So if you hate it, that means you got to do it even more. So pick one.
Man, I'm gonna go with Jey Uso right now.
Really?
Yeah.
You're yeeting all over.
Yeah, I'm in the
You love the vibe, don't you?
I love it.
You love the vibe. Okay.
Dude.
I can see
love
that
it.
from you.
Before the Fireflies came back, he could do the lights and
And he
everything.
doesn't wear sleeves either, does he?
Mm-mm.
That
No,
makes
he
sense
doesn't.
too.
I love his tattoo. He has good tattoos.
Yeah.
Growing up all the way till it was harder to watch at the end, Sting. So, but yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because I was a WCW kid, man.
Same,
like
man.
Monday Night Raw, the Nitro Girls. That was me. Like, that's every Monday night.
Were you Kim? Was that who you were checking out the most on the Nitro Girls?
They were all great.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
but
there
I feel
wasn't
like
one.
So me and my friend group, we each had one that was like, that's mine, or
oh, okay.
crush,
Yeah, I didn't have
that's my
that.
crush. That's my crush. That's my crush. Yeah, we kind of did that.
I was kind of young.
Yeah, I didn't have
younger than
friends.
you,
Sad story. So let me ask you this. So, I mean, of course, you do a lot of talking, a lot of content. It's very important. Would you say brushing your teeth in the shower is weird, or do you think that's actually a normal thing for people to do?
It's a funny question. I've heard this a lot on Are You Garbage, which is a really good podcast on YouTube. Do I think it's a good idea? I think it's a great idea because when you get out, you feel more fresh, and you'll never forget to shower, and you'll never forget to brush your teeth. It's all at one time.
You are the second person I've ever met in my life that actually does that in the shower.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It seems a little
What?
weird. I don't know. It seems weird. I brush my teeth and then get in the shower. I take my meds, brush my teeth, and then I pop in the shower. I don't know.
Yeah, it's easier to do in the shower. You get out of the shower, you're clean. You don't get any toothpaste on your clothing.
That's true.
It's pretty
Are
good.
you a messy toothbrusher? Is
Oh,
that what you
very
started
much.
doing?
Very much.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I was always a manual.
Yeah.
The old manual. That looks really awesome. The old manual.
That'll be a good clip.
Instead of of the electric.
Yeah, I do use electric.
I use it's like electric. It's not as fancy.
Waterproof electric?
Taylor has a fancy one. Yeah, mine is. Yeah, it's just a little cheap one. But yeah, I don't have the big. She has a stand with the charger.
so do I.
I don't do all that.
I mean,
it seems nice.
Clearly, you don't if you're doing it in the shower.
Yeah,
Why would you have a nice
it's crazy
toothbrush? Aren't you ever worried that like falls down there, gets soap scum on it, or
No, I don't
know.
care. Whatever.
No, you don't care.
Rinse
Fuck
it off.
Okay.
It's fine. You rinse it off every time. Is that weird? Are people saying shit?
No, Trick knows that I just keep telling him because of my big shovel. Because I do. Apparently I dig. Everybody says I don't know.
You're good digging. I knew he was gonna dig. Also, we also talked about. I was like, man, I know it's coming. Like I knew it. I knew there was something.
Listen. I'll say this before we finalize a couple of these questions here. You're a little bit harder to dig dirt up on because you don't really like. I don't know. You don't normally have a lot of embarrassing things that come up.
I usually wear it.
Yeah. You're pretty self-aware of it.
Pretty okay.
It's another Sagittarius trait, by the way. So I think that's a little bit more difficult. But I was still able to find out a couple things and thought I'd throw them at you, and there you go. So you
knew all these things. Well, maybe not the toothbrushing.
You don't know.
Other than that,
Do you? Are you sure?
What?
Are you sure about all that?
I don't know. I think you know some of it.
I'll leave it at that. So
we talk a lot.
Truth. How about what's a controversial hot take that you have? You'll die in the hill.
Controversial hot take that I'd die in the hill for.
Yep.
It's got to be food related.
It doesn't have to be. It just can be anything.
For me.
For you, it's food related.
Yeah, it's got
not Halo bullshit TV series.
No, it's not that big a deal. That's just to poke you.
No commitment.
I don't know, man. As far as like, I would say I'd die in the hill for like certain ketchups or mayo and stuff like that. Like there's certain brands like Pop-Tarts. All right.
Okay.
Pop-Tarts is the only brand of Pop-Tart.
So you're saying
I'll die on that hill. Can we do that? That hill.
There you go. So you're saying
brown sugar Pop-Tarts.
Brown sugar even. So you're saying
or s'more
Pop-Tart brand. Yeah, s'mores. Brown, I because both of those are in my probably top 3 Pop Tarts. The Wild Berry is pretty fucking good too.
Yes, when it first came out, you couldn't tell me anything else,
Dude.
bro.
And that s'mores is like next level Pop Tart. When they created that, they created something that was made from the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
The peanut butter one that came out was limited, wasn't bad either. I actually really liked that as well.
And I'm a big pumpkin pie fan.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather have pumpkin pie because my birthday, is closer to pumpkin pie time. So I'd have that for my birthday instead of cake because I love pumpkin pie so much.
You know what I get for my birthday every year?
Pumpkin pie.
I don't get pumpkin pie, but I get I get a homemade apple pie for my family because I'm not a cake person.
Me either. I'll eat cake.
I won't.
This body eats cake, but I'd rather have pie.
I'd rather have pie all day.
Yeah.
And it's a family recipe apple pie that we have in the family, and that's what usually I get for my birthday. And it is.
I told my mom though as a kid, I was like, pumpkin pie Pop Tarts would be so good. And she's like, you should invent that. I was like, they'll laugh at me.
My little guy.
Like they'll laugh at me at Kellogg. So well, guess what? They got a pumpkin pie freaking Pop Tart now.
So that's it. So Pop Tart brands. So you can't buy like the Meyer because I'm a Meyer brand. I buy a lot of Meyer.
If you're talking about toaster strudel, now that's different. That's not a Pop Tart.
Toaster strudel. It is not a Pop Tart. It's a strudel.
It's a strudel. It's different.
It is different.
It's different. It's made different. There's icing. There's a whole
icing on it. You ever tried them frozen, by the way?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Try one of the strudels frozen at some point.
Okay.
That might fucking that might flip you a little bit on something. My dad was a blue collar worker, so my mom would freeze a lot of his Little Debbie's so they would stay cold. So I got hooked on eating Little Debbie's frozen.
Okay.
Little Debbie's frozen.
Because we talk about Little Debbie's all day.
Look at me. I celebrate the entire pantheon.
So oatmeal cream pie frozen sounds good.
It's gnarly, and you need to try it.
But I don't know about Star Crunch.
I keep. Though, some of those are a little bit difficult. You can do it, but it's tough. Yeah. So, but I like Star Crunch, but I don't gravitate towards it.
Okay. What's your favorite Little Debbie?
The peanut butter sticks. They look like Twix.
Oh, Nutty Bars. Yeah.
No, not Nutty Bars.
Not Nutty Bars.
Nutty Bars are great.
Oh, you're talking about the ones that are covered. Yeah, I got you.
They look exactly for the longest time, they used to be hard to find, and there were times I think they would only release them at certain points or certain times throughout their run. And then finally, like 15 years ago, you could find them everywhere, and that's my favorite. Is the peanut butter?
Yes, I know what they are now. The yellow box, the yellowish.
Yes,
I guess so is the nut.
That is my second. Yeah, it is. The second favorite would be. Tricky, you say Halo's good out there. One more time. The jelly roll. Not the singer. I mean, if he's frozen, we'll see. But you know what I'm talking about, the strawberry shortcake jelly roll, or whatever it is.
Do I know what you're talking about?
Oh shit! You got a tattoo of it? Yeah. What the fuck? That's taking snack game to a whole new level, bro. Holy shit! That is number 2 on my list of Little Debbie's right there.
Yeah, it's up there.
And try it frozen.
Well, here's the thing. I couldn't get the ones I want. Like, obviously, my favorite is zebra cake. I can't get a zebra cake tattoo.
Right.
There's a lot of hair in it right now, but I shave. So the zebra cake, that should have been one of the questions. Do you shave your chest? No. So the zebra cake didn't look right. Star Crunch definitely would just look like a turd on my chest. Yeah. So I went with that. I went with the strawberry shortcake. So, yeah. Looks like a loaf of bread with a green line under it. But, hey, it's cool.
You could always get that updated. But
yeah, I should.
Try it frozen. Try that shit frozen. I'm telling you, I'm seeing other people taking like Little Debbie snacks and put them in the air fryers. I haven't done it yet, but apparently air frying oatmeal cream pies is like next level.
I didn't even think about that. I've been doing pizza rolls like an idiot. Those are amazing in the air fryer.
That's the only way to do them.
It's different. Yeah. My whole life changed.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do in the.
You ever get it hot and ready and they suck? Then you put them in the air fryer though. Different pizza.
As a Little Caesars guy who loves Little Caesars, I don't like Little Caesars pizza cold the next day. I air fry it 4 minutes at 375.
Different level. It's better than getting it fresh. I think. I like the crispiness.
So how many controversial hot takes you got?
I don't know, a lot. If we're talking food, we should have done a food epi, man.
Hey, I can always have you back on and we can do that.
We can. We bring in some big bangers in here. Banger at the banger.
Some big bangers. All right. Name a band or a music type you love that defines you.
Oh man. Music type. I love all music, as you can see. Like I was in, show choir and stuff. So like one of my favorite movies is The Greatest Showman. But as far as like something that I could listen to every day, it'd have to be like a rap and like metal mix or a heavy mix. So like Falling in Reverse kind of gets me where It's a little bit of everything. You got your rap, you got your chop,
Sure.
you got your chopping in there, like Tech Nine type of, which he just did a video with him recently. Just did a song with him, so that's
which is pretty
crazy.
wild, right?
Yeah. But yeah, he did the, he always does like that type of chop type style, like that Tom McDonald and stuff like that. So yeah, rap, country rap. The only thing I really don't enjoy is country music. So that's about
Yeah,
the only
same.
thing I don't
Modern
really get
country
down
music,
with.
I don't really like.
Right.
At all, but
Like if you want
90s,
some,
90s
yeah,
and forward, there's very little I can get into.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well, so okay, so to more microscope that, but was there a band growing up, or maybe there's still like a musician or somebody, or that you're just like this is like my band I just love all time, like this is a band that just almost speaks to you. You think Metallica's a band for you?
If you put on Metallica, always.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just always, or Aerosmith. I like Aerosmith too.
Okay.
As far as bands, but I would say I really liked P Diddy, but that's not cool ananymore.
No Diddy.
That's a hot take.
No Diddy. So Metallica.
But coming up,
How
I
do
did.
How do you feel about like cutting the hair and evolving?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
That's why I started listening to them because I'm a little bit.
Yeah, you're a little bit younger. Yeah.
Yeah. So like when
You still
Fuel
like the old
and
stuff though too.
oh, I had all the old stuff. I didn't know that they had new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you remember they sent out those things where you could get 10 CDs for 4 cents.
Yeah.
So I did that thing, and I was getting like, Justice for All and all that
Right,
stuff,
right.
Ride the Lightning,
Master
all that
Puppets,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, had all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, by the way, there's this Fuel thing that's out. Was it Fuel? No, that's not the name of the CD. When they cut their hair,
Was it
Garage
Fuel?
Inc?
Was it Garage Inc?
no, that was like a bluish album. This had Fire on
Oh,
it.
it was Load.
Load and then
Load and
reload.
Reload.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it was Load, but Fuel was one of the songs like "Give me fuel, give me fun." That thing, yeah.
That was yeah.
That was on there. Yeah, so that came out like it might have been like a little bit after I started listening to Metallica, but
Okay.
my stepdad, he also knew of Metallica, and he doesn't really talk much about music, but that was a link that we had
Nice.
because he, grew up on it also. Everyone
Yeah.
grew up on Metallica.
Well, it's like it's awesome.
And my
too.
daughter listens to it, not like I'll
Stranger
play it.
Things do it to her, or just because of you?
No, I don't even think she watches that. But yeah, just because of me, I'd be like, listen to how this hits and
Yeah.
this solo and this guitar. Like, yeah.
That's cool.
So because she's into bands, so she's in band. So
She gets it.
yeah,
Cool.
So it's kind of cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Just show her different stuff.
Dude,
Like,
I'm telling you, I saw them
like-
that 2 night, and
did you?
yeah, I was there all weekend in November, man. It was wild. That was a great weekend.
My coolest concert was an AC/DC cover band. So.
But I got to cosplay as Lord Drek, and everybody kissed my butt.
Oh yeah.
Last question for you.
Oh boy.
This may be the most important question of all these, and this will always be probably the most important question. It's the last day on Earth.
Oh boy.
Apocalypse is happening tomorrow. Whether it's Earth 619 after Stamp or whatever the hell it is, or that might actually be the number,
It might be.
or the asteroid fall, whatever happens, right? Name your 5 meal items you're gonna have the night before. Some meal items, and they can be whatever, and then 2 drinks.
5 meal items.
5 meal items. Doesn't have to be like what makes a picnic plate proper with all the sides. It can just be 5 meal items. Doesn't matter if it's spaghetti, then maybe you want a full meal of something else, like whatever.
Can I do drinks first?
Do drinks first if you want.
I think I would do a Diet Dew.
Okay.
We're talking like unlimited, right? Like,
Well, yeah, just
okay,
two, just two. Yeah, oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
And then
Fountain is flowing freely.
what's the you guys are gonna judge me. I think I do a Diet Dew and probably a Fuzzy Navel. That's one of my
Okay.
favorites. So, yeah.
Peach, man. I grew
Hey,
up on Fuzzy Navels,
Peachtree,
bro.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's a screwdriver Peachtree. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
So
it's all good.
yeah, those are my drinks. As far as food, cheeseburger,
Okay, we got cheeseburger.
fries,
Fries. Okay, you're going with with fries. Okay.
pizza.
Pizza. Any specific type of pizza?
Nope.
No, just pepperoni, cheese.
Anything. I don't care.
Anything. Okay,
I'll
so
make
we
it
got 2
work.
more. Let's go.
2 more. French toast.
Oh, okay.
And
Any specific topping or just normal way? Syrup and butter.
anyway. I'll
Okay.
take it over.
Whipped cream.
French toast is never bad.
Fruits.
Oh yeah, everything.
Mashed
Whatever.
potatoes from KFC.
Nope, not those.
Okay. What's your 5th? What's your last? What you got?
Man, it's gotta be good, right? It's gotta be
I
important.
think so. I think so.
Oh man, my last day. Let's throw a veggie in there. Let's do like a street corn.
You want street corn?
Yeah,
Man, that's really what you're gonna choose in the.
I think
fucking corn
so.
Sucks.
Street corn?
I don't like corn.
Yeah, but it's the last time you get to have it ever.
There's a lot.
I want a little bit of
things.
every. I want a palate. I mean, a lot of stuff is like heavy
I don't see
grease.
street corn as a tattoo.
So, it's true. You're right. Dang it! I didn't think about snacks.
See?
bud.
See, too late. You answered.
Oh,
Final
man.
answer.
Combos.
Oh God, it's debatably still the best snack in the world.
Yeah.
Combos
Wait,
are.
crackers or pretzel?
I don't care.
Really?
I love them both. I don't
Okay.
fucking care. I like literally like I'll tell you the one that's come out in the last few years is that 7-layer dip one. Holy fucking shit
Yeah, I
combo!
don't mind the buffalo either, man.
That buffalo good too.
Mm-hmm.
So good, so good.
True. But yeah, I think for me, cracker. I know
You're
people
a
are probably
cracker.
wondering.
I'm a pretzel. Listen. I am a pretzel guy, but I also
Really?
love pretzel. Pretzels are that's like
where we divide.
I'm a huge pretzel fan.
I'll
but-
eat a pretzel combo. Don't get me wrong.
No,
I'll
I'm
eat a
saying,
whole
like,
bag.
but my point is like with combos, like I don't care.
Yeah.
I just love combos as well too.
Yeah.
Half-ass, everything is better in the air fryer. That is true. Metallica, hot take too. Okay, half-ass. No, it's not. So
Yes.
you ran through the end of this
The gauntlet.
mind labyrinth of
I made it.
all kinds of stuff here. So, well, first of all, thank you for doing this.
Thank
I know
you.
It's been like 4 years of kind of getting to be able to sit down and actually do this
We're
for
here.
real. We are here finally. Like I said, going forward along with half-ass as well. You know, a few of you I'm going to try and get you on more frequently for the other discussions.
I like
And
that
of course,
episode also. It was very good.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I learned about Disney. I learned about other things about
Oh, man.
half-ass. I learned about how like his stuff works and the
Yeah.
way he does social media. There's a lot of different takes and
There
ways.
is.
And
It's a lot of work, man. It's a
Yeah.
labor of love. This whole thing that we're doing. So, but no, I appreciate you being able to do this.
yeah, man.
You know, you clearly, I'm a big fan of what you do as well too. You know, it's a lot of time that you put into this, a lot of sacrifice of your life just to do it. I'm sure as well too. You know, and going from randomly, I want to say 2019, 2018 is probably when we first met because I was still at the other GameStop. You know,
Yeah.
and then to be able to make it this far and just and still enjoy the things that you do. You know, make sure you guys, if you get a chance, and I'll have the links as well out there too, for the YouTube and everything too. You will see his links to be able to check out his. Yeah, check out all this pretty stuff. Make sure to give him a follow. I got the links there for his YouTube and his Instagram. You know, give him a follow. Check out some of the content that he does. I mean, even if you're just an artist of any sort, you can appreciate the work that he's put into the painting and things like this. And now he's also going to hopefully kind of give me some of that knowledge, and I want to get down that road.
Yeah, and
as
Tone's
well,
got a
too,
good
so.
eye for it, so it's not going to be a hard thing for him to do. There's
I
a
do like
certain
detail.
I think anyone can do it. I think anyone should do it. Everyone should do it. Give it a try or take their way into toy art, however you want to do that. If it's minis, if it's statues, whatever it might be. But I think that some people have a artistic eye, and I think that that helps out a little bit. I think that you already have that, so you know you'll be fine. Yeah,
We'll see. But
might be hard to rein it in. You might go off. Who knows?
that's my biggest concern is because I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I love watching what you and all your guys do. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. So it might get a little crazy.
It'd be good though.
But it could be good and fun as well too. Because what I need is to put more things on my plate. But this would be more of a fun thing as well too, and still make content doing it as well. So
It's true.
But thank you for getting a chance to stop and check out Wentzillah here and hear a little bit about what he does, who he is. He's been a good pal for a while here now as well too, and I really love what he does, his content, and want to make sure that we support him if able. So as far as content coming up, if you're hearing this now, post being live. I'm not sure when the next B&B is quite yet. The summer is still pretty busy for both Dude and I for Banter and Babble proper. I can tell you in 2 weeks from today, I want to say the 24th, I will be having a guest on. I'm planning to have Panic Games. He's been one of the few friends that I've known him since 97, 98. He's one of the few people I still talk to over or almost 30 years now. He does content as well too. We're going to talk a little bit about board games and kind of dive into that, and we'll even hopefully play a board game as well too. So make sure to watch out for that, and of course keep an eye out for any clips from Half-Ass Beer Review and from this guy here.
That's
He's
gonna be a
also
lot of
given me,
views.
between the two of you guys, I could probably make clips for a few months, but either way,
That's what we're here for, really. Like,
Yeah.
dance.
Yeah,
Dance
yeah,
for me.
Dance for me, monkey. But you guys take care. Appreciate it. Make sure to watch the rest of the Olympics this weekend, as we won't get it for another 2 years until winter hits, and we're ready for Johnny and Tara as well too. Thank you so much, you guys. Take care, and hope you're well. We'll see you
Peace.
soon.
Is that too loud?
Look at this log.
The log.
The log. Oh,
What's the log?